Ladies and gentlemen, today we're talking about a very important topic, and that's a topic of weed whacking. Go to Manscaped, get 20% off plus uh, free shipping with the code FAB. And usually, when we talk about plucking those nose hairs and doing trimming around the ears and whatnot, most of us are used to doing that with weapons such as this. While effective, they can be cumbersome. They can prove to be cumbersome. And everyone's personal favorite is also this beauty, something like this. Whilst very effective, it's also hard because sometimes you don't have the right extension cords and whatnot. So Manscaped has given us this, the Weed Whacker. The Weed Whacker is skin safe. It has a replaceable head. It has high performance motor, so a premium 9,000 RPM motor powers. This is something that you would have probably seen in a World War II aeroplane prior to this. And unlike the hedge trimmer, it's cordless and rechargeable, so you can use it anywhere and you can take it with you. And it's really a pretty amazing product. It has a smart design. It's intelligently contoured design for you to be able to grip it easily, and it's not going to slip out of your hand, which is an amazing segue to the next part of it, which is that fact that it's waterproof, so you can use it in the shower and whatnot. So this is a pretty amazing piece of machinery here for all of us that need it. And everyone needs it, because you don't want to be that person. You don't want to be the person that has the nose hairs and the ear hairs sticking out. My dad used to take me to a barber in Liverpool, and ironically, this barber, it was an older guy, had the worst hairs coming out of his ears and the worst hairs coming out of his nose. And always, as a little kid, I used to always watch that. So I never wanted that myself. So please, Manscaped, get 20% off plus free shipping with the code FAB. Thank you, people. Hello, people. Thank you so much for joining us. I thought I'd start this a little bit early. I wanted to watch this fight, Hernandez versus Moises, and it's looking pretty crazy, guys. Welcome. Thank you so much. Thank you for supporting. Pip Dennison, one of the South Coast's greatest surfing coaches, former model as well, people, for those that don't know. Noah Berman. I should let Manscaped know that I should do that, the global ad campaign. Thank you very much, Noah. I appreciate it. Hassan Ahmed, mate, I'm glad that you joined us. I really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. I'm watching this second round here. These guys nice striking here. Hernandez trying to get outside the front foot of Moises. Hernandez southpaw goes back at him with a lead left hand. Moises very composed. Jab by Moises from the orthodox position. Nice leg kick landed by Moises. And then there's a good combination, fast hands. Big right hand thrown by Moises. Nothing finding flush other than the leg kicks by Moises. I really like those leg kicks. And I think Hernandez is having to be held accountable for them. I missed the first round, but I thought, you know what? Let's just start. Mate, I'm a huge fan of Smoking Joe Fraser. Loretta, we got it given to me. So 2 minutes, 40 seconds to go in the second round. Hernandez, it looked like Hernandez might have caught him with the right hand, might have caught Moises with the right hand. Moises doubles up on the jab and then swings with a big right hand. I'm good, Hassan. I'm really good. How are you, mate? Thank you for joining us. Just had the best muffin and custard, did Hassan. Nice. I just had a delicious duck pho and some spring rolls and some gozleme from there's like a market just up the road here in the South Coast. Delicious food. Back swing kick thrown by Moises. Hernandez goes looking for a little cheeky left hook, doesn't get it. Big right hand, but eats a little left hook from Moises, does Hernandez. Right hand lead by Moises, and now I believe he's talking to him a little bit. Nice calf kick again, Moises. Looping left hook by Moises. Now Hernandez, they're both in the orthodox stance. Hernandez goes looking for a leg kick of his own, but I think Moises may have partially blocked that. There's 1 minute and 27 seconds to go in the second round. Interesting. Interesting, because on the stats it says that there's more leg kicks thrown by Hernandez. I think I'm not really sure, because I just started this fight now, kind of as a warm up. I wanted to watch it, but I couldn't get back in time. Yeah, I think so. Moises looks very good, Noah. Do you think Hernandez could be a top contender down the track? Yeah, I mean, both these guys are very talented. I actually like both these guys. They're very talented. That's why I wanted to at least watch some of this fight. So I'm glad that I get to watch the last 2 rounds of this fight. 42 seconds to go in the second round. Moises is very composed, very, very composed with his striking. I really like it. Hernandez goes looking for a front kick down the middle, switches to southpaw, then back to orthodox, back to southpaw, but eats a lead right hand by Moises. Moises was right onto that. As soon as Hernandez switched to southpaw, he threw the right hand straight down the pipe, which is what you do if you're orthodox and the person switches to southpaw. In that moment, when they switch, anyone needs to have a little bit of time to reset. And as soon as he switched, Moises threw it straight down the pipe. That's something that a lot of people don't really understand. Like, that's a pretty high level stuff to be able to do that as quickly as he did. He goes looking for a right high kick, does Moises. Moises is coming on very strong, very aggressive. Then that's the round. Very, very, very interesting. Kadir Yilmaz, Gozleme, you know what's good. Ha ha ha. Yes, sir, I do. Yes, sir, I do. Turkish food is absolutely delicious. I've been to Turkey quite a few times. I actually did a lot of Turkish oil wrestling back in the day here in Sydney. But I went and hung out with some dudes over in Turkey that did their oil wrestling in Antalya. I've been to Pamukkale, Cappadocia, Istanbul, Antalya, Olympus, I think it's called, Izmir. Where else? A bunch of places in Turkey. It's honestly, if you haven't been to Turkey, do it, guys. Go to Turkey. It's an amazing, amazing place. Thank you very much, James the Juice Man. I really appreciate your support, sir. And now we're off, guys. We're about to see a third round in this fight. Both these guys are looking good. I'm really impressed with Moises. We're off, people. We're off. We're off. Ref held him back for a second then, and so kind of messed up my play. The thing with Moises is he's just more composed standing up, it looks to me. Hernandez a little bit more jittery. He's got a lot of power, a lot of strength. He's a big, strong boy. Moises a little bit more. Oh, he hits him. So overhand right, swing and a miss by Hernandez, gets hit with the lead right hand by Moises. From the southpaw stance, Moises keeps picking away at that right hand with his right hand. Southpaw stance again, and Hernandez keeps switching stances all the time. But I don't think he's as effective as Moises is being from just staying in the orthodox stance. Is Moises. Hernandez in the southpaw stance. Both guys in the center of the octagon. Moises has already landed some good shots here on the right hand lead. Oh, okay. Long left hook followed by a lead right hand from Moises. Landed both shots. Right hand landed by Moises again. Both guys trade lead hands. No success. Ooh, nice little jab and stutter step. He switches, does Hernandez, but whoa! He goes up high with a right kick. I think he partially connected. Moises seems to have caught it, but I believe that he partially connected there. Hernandez comes up short with his combinations, though, a little bit. The punching combinations. Inside leg kick by Hernandez. Moises still very composed. Hernandez looking much more the aggressor in this round, though. Right hand taken on the arms of Moises. Moises swings with a left hook, misses. Hernandez pouring with a jab from the southpaw stance, now pouring the jab from the orthodox stance. Giving him lots of different looks is Hernandez. Moises swings with a big right hand and misses. 2:55 to go. Hernandez hits a canvas for a second, but pops right back up. 2 minutes, 47 seconds. Right hand by Moises. Hernandez, look. Oh, swing and a miss by Moises. Goes with right hand, right high kick. Interesting. A lot of action in that first couple of minutes of this third round. Both guys getting after. Nice front kicks landed by Hernandez there to the body of Moises. They don't look like they've got a lot on them, but believe me, you feel them. 2 minutes, 10 seconds to go. Again, both guys flurry in the middle. Neither guy landing anything flush. Oh, nice inside leg kick landed by Moises again. He fakes with it. Hernandez wary of it. He's changing stance back and forwards. Both guys exchange. Nothing lands flush. Hernandez goes looking for a Superman punch. Doesn't land it. Southpaw stance now by Hernandez. Nice kick by Hernandez. Checked by Moises. Hernandez in the orthodox stance, throwing out little right hand leads. Moises lands a little bit of a combination there. I think lands a couple of jabs. Goes looking for a front kick, but doesn't execute. Ooh, nice little right high kick. Taken on the arm of Hernandez, but he felt that one. Right hand landed by Moises. Moises is now talking to him. Left hand landed by Moises. Another little left hand landed by Moises. Right low kick landed by Moises. Pulls up short on the jab, does Moises. He's talking to him. But Hernandez seems to have recovered. They both go looking for left hooks there. Hernandez getting pushed back against the cage now. Moises is talking to him. Hernandez again takes a high kick from the southpaw stance. He takes it on the arm, but there's not much there. Like your head still rattles and your arm hurts. His head gets snapped back by a jab from Moises. Moises is pulling away from him now. He's talking to him, holding the center of the octagon. Hernandez is very, very game, trying to come out of that he's back from the edge of the octagon. Swinging a miss by both guys. Moises rallying and asking him to let's go. Another right high kick. That right high kick is finding a home, both on the arms of Hernandez, and it rattles the head as well. And it's making him keep that left hand at home. And that's the fight, ladies and gentlemen. In Turkey, there is some cash to be made. In Australia, not so much, man. Moises did the same thing at the end of round one. Look for him to finish in the last two in the third minute. That's what he looked. Did you go to Gallipoli? I did not, man. I want to go to Gallipoli, but I didn't. Yeah, it's a weird sport, but it's a cool sport. It's pretty big in Turkey, man. GG, what's up? What's up with you, my friend? Be good to see Pico against these guys, man. Aaron Pico is a phenomenal talent, and I think that as he starts to come into his own more and more and mature more and more, I think he's going to be an absolute force. Keen to see Rivera versus Munoz. Yes, I am, Jake McKenzie. Yes, I am. How are you, Joannes? Hope everyone is well. Excited for some fights. Oliver Ekman, how are you doing, Fab? I'm very excited for the Rivera-Munoz fight. That's going to be a cracker, guys. David Morris, glad to see you here, Fab. I wasn't sure if you're going to do this fight night. Also, got to get that Smokin' Joe shirt. My wife got it for me, and thank you so much, guys. It's no sponsors, no anything. My wife just got it for me. I love the shirt, but a big fan of Smokin' Joe. Rob McKenzie, greetings from Perth. How are you, my frontier mate, my frontier friend? The last of the frontier men. Speaking to us from the most isolated city on earth. And Moises won that. I can't disagree with that from what I saw. I didn't see the whole fight, though, in fairness. I kind of saw the last half of the fight, and I had him winning the last half of the fight. But I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. Also, join us on Tuesday at 1 p.m. for a preview of the card on the weekend that's coming up with Israel and Jan. And we're going to have a live stream and just have a good old-fashioned chat about it. Kadir says, oil wrestling's traditional sport in Turkey. There are cities famous with it, Antalya and Edirne. And I was in Antalya, and I was there with their main wrestling team. And I have the Guresh T-shirt from that team. I have to find it somewhere, man, and wear it on my podcast next time. So that was a pretty cool time for me as well. I was with that team. I was there for about, I don't know, 3 weeks or something. But I didn't wrestle them and that. Those boys are different level, man. I just kind of hung out with them. I don't know. I haven't done enough oil wrestling to go and do stuff over there. That's just thing. They're big, strong boys, man. I'll tell you that for sure. So I'm looking forward to the main event. Who do you guys think wins and why? These are two big sluggers. I don't think it's going to go the distance. Of that, I can almost assure you. Ciryl Gane looks like a monster, dude. I don't know who wins this one. Oh, oh, I'm just watching him and Junior, and Cyril's just a monster, dude. An absolute monster. Um, Hanoi Tripper says, is MMA growing in Turkey? I don't know if MMA is growing in Turkey. They've definitely got like all those countries like Eastern Europe, Central Asia, and all of that. Dude, they got insane fighting combat histories. Turkey has always had good boxing. Turkey's always had good wrestling. Always had good judo. So I think it's only a matter of time till we see an influx of people from Central Asia, Kazakhstan, like all that region. Obviously, Eastern Europe, Russia, Dagestan, all of that. All those we haven't even seen like the top guys that might be Olympic gold medalists or something jump over when they're still really young. Like a kind of case like Aaron Pico, like where he was a high level wrestler and jumped over young. That I think that's going to get really interesting when we start seeing more and more of that. Like when you start seeing, quite a few guys like your Daniel Cormiers, but out of Turkey or somewhere like that. That's going to be interesting. Um, yeah, I was going to say it too. Gane does look like he was made in a science lab. Jairzinho is too hittable, says Noah. I don't know. Let's see. I think Ciryl is a more complete fighter, says James, and will take any and all opportunities to win the fight. I tend to think that as well. Gane looks like a future star. Dana would be licking his lips, says Hanoi Tripper. I believe that too. I didn't watch Parker versus James the Juice Man. Max the Goat, Fab, how are you, sir? How are you? MMA is in the gyms, but it is far from being mainstream, says Kadir. Yeah, when it does hit, it's going to be fucking big out of that region, out of Central Asia and whatnot. But don't forget, like in those countries, still like people do wrestling for wrestling. They don't have I'm going to do wrestling to do MMA because you can be as a successful wrestler in Turkey or Central Asia or somewhere like that. You're quite a fucking star. Like if you go and you win a gold medal at the Olympics in Turkey in wrestling, you're pretty big. So it's not like in Australia, if you wrestle, it's more than likely you have MMA in the back of your mind. And even in the US, like a lot of guys that are Division One wrestlers will have MMA in the back of their mind. I don't think in Central Asia that's as mainstream as it is here, or in the Western world, so to speak. And that's just my take on it from what I see. Like if you walk into a gym, say if you walk into Oklahoma State, there'd be a bunch of guys that wrestle for wrestling, of course, the diehard guys, but there'd still be a bunch of those dudes that have in their mind wrestling for MMA, wrestling to do some submission grappling comps, coach at an MMA gym. That's in people's minds. People would do that. Um, whereas in other countries, wrestling is its own thing. Like Iran has crazy wrestling, but yeah. Who do I have in Munoz versus Rivera? I think Jimmie gets it done. Fuck, I don't know. I don't know. Fab, who is my favorite current boxer? I don't know. I can't really narrow them down to one guy because whenever I say one person, I think of another 50. I've always liked Canelo. I've liked Canelo for forever. I don't know, man. There's a lot of them. I can't think of. Wouldn't be able to narrow it down to just one. Feel like Jairzinho just hits so hard he'll catch Gane at some point. Yeah, I think they both hit super hard, dude. You are right with that. Finn, I do agree with you. I think Jairzinho is getting a little bit ridden off by some people, but I think he someone that strikes the way he strikes is super dangerous. I don't think it's going to go very far. Kadir Yilmaz. Oh, so I was right. Thank you so much. Hassan Ahmed, sneaky little bastard, says, I thought you'd say Jake Paul. How dare you, sir? How dare you? I'm a connoisseur of the fine arts of pugilism. Um, yeah, so that's one of the things I noticed. Like say, like in my travels around. Now that we've started talking about it, I've got to find the shirt and I'm going to wear it. I'm going to wear it. Yeah, like I remember because I was with the national team, coaching like World Juniors, and the kid, there was a Turkish kid, oh, I can't remember his name, and he'd won World Juniors. I think he was going for his third year in a row. I think he won World Juniors as a 17-year, as an 18-year-old, 19-year-old, and then he's going for it as a 20-year-old, or he won it as 17, 18, and going for it as a 19-year-old. So he'd won 3 World Juniors in a row, and he was a fucking star in Turkey. He was a tiny little guy, really thick set little guy, and I think he won it. I think he won it three years in a row or something. I'm going back 10 years now, something like that, and he was phenomenal. He was phenomenal, but he had like his own workout room. He had his own, like, he was a superstar already, and he would have been like 19 or 20. So that kid to go to MMA, I don't, I don't think there'd be any reason for him to go. There's guys in Turkey that win that are big in wrestling and they end up in the Senate. You know what I mean? It's that big. Hassan Ahmed, I just had to, man. I hope you feel proud of yourself, mate. I hope you feel like a big man. Max Goat says Jake Paul is better than Mayweather, to be honest. Hassan Ahmed, Fab, are you going to go on cooking with Volk? I There's been no talk of it, man. There's been no talk of it. Greetings from Toronto, so saying. Greetings, sir. Jay Farrell, random question here. Any thoughts on CBD for athletes you coach? What, if any, benefits do you believe it gives to them? Man, I'm not an expert on CBD, to be honest with you. Um, I'm not going to talk too much about stuff I'm not an absolute expert on, or that I don't have a really firm grasp on. And I think we don't have, to be fair and to be honest with you, I don't think we have huge amounts of longitudinal studies done on any marijuana products on athletes, like a huge amounts, just because of the controversy surrounding marijuana up until kind of this point. So I don't know what it does. I'd have to look at like a lot of longitudinal studies. I can't just take, you know, a few good things or a few bad things either way. I am going to tell you this though, with any kind of supplement, this is what I've always said to my athletes. I'm not against them necessarily, but the big thing that I would say to you is you got to make all your building blocks right on point first. If you're not eating right, you're not sleeping right, you're not drinking enough water, don't worry about anything else. Like if you're not doing those things, you can take CBD oil, you can take whatever. The thing that over the longitudinal studies, everything, blah, 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 that has the greatest effect on recovery is sleep. Making sure that you get an adequate amount of sleep, and nutrition and sleep go together. So they're the biggest things, and they're the things that matter the most, I think. As far as CBD oil and all of that, I'm not against it. I just don't know enough about it to be able to give you an answer like I would say to you about sleep and the rest of your other lifestyle habits. They're the things that are going to make the biggest difference. Those things I'm really onto my athletes about. That's where we have like the spreadsheets and all that kind of thing. Like monitor, making sure that you're sleeping, making sure that you're having a routine, you have an adequate routine, that you have an adequate amount of food, that you have the right types of foods, that you have the right types of water, and at different ages. Like I'm not a big one for fasting, for example, for the younger athletes, but as they get older, I'm big on fasting for the older guys. Sasank says we're sitting at a nice and cozy 2 degrees Celsius. Nice, man. Nice. Nah, man, today, honestly, I tell you, the water's probably 22 degrees, 21, 22 degrees, and the air temperature now outside's probably it's 26, 27. and it's sunny and it's a beautiful day, and I'm going fishing after this. Um, I hear the coffee and donuts is good in Toronto. Hope to go one day. Let us know if it's true. James, Fab, we got to get MMA to the Pacific Islands. We do, but there's a couple of islands in the Pacific, like Australia and New Zealand, that do quite well. But yeah, man, Samoa, Tonga, and all of that, yeah, they're fucking, they'd be good. There'd be a few people clearing out that heavyweight division. Endless Nameless says, howdy, Fab. Right back at you, sir. Alex or Croom, who do I reckon? I don't know. Maybe Alex. James Juiceman, Alexander Volkanovski. For most folks, CBD is snake oil. Yeah, like that's what I mean. I'd like to see some longitudinal studies. I'd like to see like over a long period of time. Your thoughts on rhino horn powder supplements, Fab? Yeah, no, I'm not. I put that right there with baby seal meat. Um, from anecdotal evidence, when I'm lit, I can take a hit. If that works for you, that works for you. On the note of sleeping, do you coach any insomniacs who struggle sleeping and thus recovering? I imagine that would be a huge problem for fighters. I have worked with a lot, not just fighters, because I don't. Fighters is just one group of people I work with. So mainly what I do is work with people that are in business, so in the corporate sector. That's where the bulk of my work is at the moment. And some rugby players, some other athletes at the moment. I'm talking to some big wave surfers and whatnot. And some of the stuff there that um, around sleep, yeah, there have been some guys that have had really bad sleeping patterns and whatnot that I've worked with. I can't really go into who and whatnot, but yeah, it's addressing that. And a lot of the times, there are small lifestyle changes that you can do that start to really make things. I haven't got a cure for insomnia or whatnot, but I will look into stuff because a lot of times it's simple things that people are doing that you can change, and it's not overly crazy. It's just creating a habit and creating a routine and going from there. Um, yeah, it is a huge problem. So Saint says it's true. We have good donuts, but the coffee is just hot water with black food coloring. Hey, I'll tell you something. Sydney has good coffee. Sydney and Melbourne, really good coffee scene. Really, really good coffee scene. Randy, hello. Rob McKenzie, agree with the fasting, mate. Good for the guts. Used to have shifts. Yeah, it's the fasting helps, I think, as you get older. I think when you're younger, it's different. Your body's really, really, really different when you're younger. And I think, my opinion, this is just me, it's completely anecdotal. I just think that you're burning through so much fuel and your activity level is so much higher when you're younger that the fasting is probably a bit detrimental, in my opinion, as you when you're young. Just the way I see the young guys that I coach and everything, it's a little bit different. But when you're older, I'm all for the fasting. Like after about 30 something, the fasting really starts to help. Um, like skipping breakfast and doing cardio on an empty stomach is not fasting. That's not fasting to me. Valeria, hey, and thank you so much. Valeria has been supporting us on the PayPal, which you can go on the link. She's helped to support us on that, and that's fucking huge, man. Valeria, you are the best, and thank you so much. Valeria, happy I could make it to fight night. I'm looking forward to the bantamweight match. So are we. So are we, Valeria. So are we. Thank you so much, Valeria. You've been a source of strength and support for this podcast so much. Thank you so much. Your blood is worth bottling. Hanoi Tripper. Fab, what kind of coaches taught the Storm how to wrestle? Would you do that for the Dragons? If the Dragons offered me, yeah, I've worked with the Roosters, I've worked with Tigers, I've worked with did I say Roosters? No, not Roosters, Bunnies. Sorry, I've worked with the Bunnies, with the Tigers, with The Broncos. Sorry about that. Anyone from Brisbane, I had nothing to do with that horrible season, but I was there. Um, would I do it with the Dragons? Yeah, I'd do it with the Dragons. If probably, I mean, if the situation's right, like the situation, it would have to be right for everyone. But yeah, I'd be up for that. Um, who taught? I believe John Danaher was the coach down there for the Melbourne Storm. I'm pretty sure. There's the Queen, Valeria, Randy, Fab. They started. It's not on for me. It's not on. It hasn't come on yet. Someone stop the Fab. The fights. The fight. Fab's not ready. No, it hasn't. My thing. Now we're off. We're off. Fuck. We're almost finished the first round. My thing I was frozen. It wasn't on. So Croom is doing a good job of trying to take Alex down. He's going for that single leg. He's fully committed. Now Alex has turned him, gone looking for a sneaky knee off the clinch. Croom is all over him. He's going for it the whole time. I can't believe they've started the fights without us. Oh, he's taken the back of Alex, has Croom. He hasn't got it fully sunk in. He's very low down the back. I believe that Alex is going to turn and get into his guard, which he has now. He's in Croom's full guard. We got caught up talking. My screen didn't work. Absolute mess. Alex on top now of Croom. Croom's guards are not as active. He's taken two big right hands from Alex. Alex goes looking for a guillotine. Croom gets his way out of that guillotine. There's 1 minute to go. Goes looking for a left kick. Nice. Alex sprawls and shucks him off. I believe Croom has slowed down a hell of a lot. And Alex is going to start to come on, I believe, later into this fight. Croom goes looking for a single leg. Alex keeps defending this single leg. Croom's not getting the single leg. He's got a body lock up. He's got an underhook. He's got good positioning. He's got Alex up against the cage. It's 37 seconds to go. He goes looking for a cheeky little knee up the top there, but Alex is aware of it, doesn't get him. It's good. He's got the better head position. He's got a nice little body lock, but he's not. I haven't seen the start of the first round. He's looking for a broomstick sweep here. He's got the arm correctly. But Alex is doing a good job of staying on his feet. He's got a very good ground game as well. Again, he looked for a takedown, but Alex shucks him off, goes looking for a high kick. There's 3 seconds to go. 2, 1, time. Fab, did you see? Okay. Also helps. That's okay. Let me see. Time to shoot my shot at Valetti. I make a mean vegetable coconut milk curry. Also helps add some diversity in this sausage fest. Am I pretty enough for your curry, James? Says Jay Farrell. Fab, you should enable YouTube channel memberships. I don't know what that means. First round almost over. You're not missing much. Fab, did you see the backstage drama between Gordon Ryan and Andre Galvao at the Flow event? Either way, do you think backstage beefs between schools hurt the sport? I didn't see that. I honestly don't like all that shit, so I didn't see it. We're about to kick off the second round. And we'll get to that question in a second. We're off, people. We're off. Second round. Alex in the southpaw stand. Croom in the orthodox. Croom trying to back him up against the cage. Alex with a nice wide stance. Go looking for a front kick. Croom blitzes in. Goes looking for the takedown. Gets it. Alex pops back up to his feet. Croom again goes looking for it. A reverse crossface by Alex. Alex makes some space. Gets hit with a left hook on the exit. Croom is very aggressive coming forward. I don't know if he has the cardio to continue this. Alex catches him with a huge right hand coming in. I don't know if Alex knows that he kind of rocked him there for a second. Alex got him with a right hand coming in. Croom is keeping on with his wrestling. He's got a nice deep left leg in there. Goes looking for the broomstick again. Does Croom. Broomstick's a very effective sweep. It's kind of like a mat return. You see it a lot in folk style. Now Croom looks to take the back of Alex. You see it a lot in folk style, not so much in freestyle. Just a lot of the mat return takedowns, which I think are really, really, really good for MMA that we don't have in you don't have them in freestyle in the same way. Now he looks to take the back of Alex. Alex is very slippery, and he's he's very clever. He's been in there a lot. He's very experienced, but he's getting held up against the cage by Croom. He caught him with a right hand coming in, did Alex? But I don't know if he was aware of how well he caught him. Now, finally, Croom gets a takedown. He's in Alex's full guard. Let's see if Croom can do something with his guard. Alex does a good job of pushing him away, framing, and hitting with the elbow. But again, Croom looks more content to hold Alex down than to do any major significant damage. There's a place for that. I'm a fan of that. I'm not against it. You are, though, running a risk of any damage that's done onto you, the other fighter is going to win. Alex is looking for a little triangle there, but doesn't have it. Croom's got his hands behind Alex's neck, kind of in a makeshift neck crank can opener, but he's not really going for anything other than just kind of stifling Alex's guard and just laying on him. He could be in danger of standing up. He's doing very little actual work from there, but Alex is looking for a triangle. Now it looks like he might go for an omoplata or a triangle. There's a triangle. It's in. It's locked in now. Alex can still finish this. It's a little bit harder, but Alex can still finish this. Shout out to Marcus Neville, who finishes this triangle from any fucking angle on you. I have been the victim of his triangles many, many times. One of the best jiu-jitsu coaches in Australia, Mr. Marcus Neville. Shout out to him. Castle Hill Jiu-Jitsu, if anyone knows him, he's very good. This triangle is about as in as it's going to get. He would be better if Alex can get that arm across the body. No, but Croom did a good job of getting out of that triangle, but he has to be very careful. It would be better if he got the arm across, but he can still finish it from there. The thing that Croom did well is when he sat down. When you sit down, it postures you up. If you put your feet over the torso, then you can get out of the triangle quite easily. Depending, of course, if Gordon Ryan or Craig Jones fucking triangle, you're not getting out of it. But you can get out of those triangles like that, especially when you're all slippery in that, like in MMA. You can sit down, you can put your feet in the armpits, or you can sit down, cross your legs over the torso, and that helps you posture. Again, looking for the omoplata triangle is Alex. Croom goes to pass. Croom hits him with a little right hand in the guard. Croom wants this on the ground, it seems, but I dare say, and I thought that Alex would have the advantage on the ground, and he seems to have the advantage on the ground and on the feet, but Croom might be winning this just on sheer aggression, and just coming forward all the time. So it's interesting. He's got one hook in, does Croom, but these wrestlers do not stop, man. I think he might be looking for a little scissor takedown there. Hits Alex with a cheeky right hand. Then he's got the double. He's in deep. He's got the hips in, but Alex has got his feet planted on the cage. Now he's going to look for a little body lock, does Croom. He's making this an ugly, uncomfortable fight at a high pace, is Croom. Alex has got the double underhooks here up against the cage, but he's not being able to do a lot. Croom changes his level and goes looking for a double leg again. I like that Croom just keeps coming. He just keeps on coming. He hit Alex with a little left hook. Doesn't give Alex any time to breathe. He's got a body lock on him. I think he's going to look for an inside step, but Alex gives him his back. Sinks a hook one more time. There's 9 seconds to go. Alex might be looking for a Kimura here. I think he is. There's 2 seconds to go. 1, 2, done. That's the bell, guys. That's the round. Yeah, I don't know about those backstage dramas and all that stuff. I don't know. I personally don't like it. I think they're two of the greatest grapplers in the world ever. You know what I mean? And so I'd rather just see them get on the mat and go at it, just drama free. I don't really like it. I don't really buy into it. I don't listen to what people say. So, yeah, I don't like it. And I don't like it because at the end of the day, young people are watching and they end up thinking that that's the way you interact and that's the way you are. And it doesn't work. This is why UFC needs Fab as a commentator. No screens needed. Thank you very much, Jake McKenzie. I really appreciate it. Jay Feraldona, mate, your display pick is the letter J. Beetlejuice, what's going on, player? Do you still work full time or you concentrate on building this empire? I work full time, but I kind of work for myself, you know. Um, um, I don't, I don't, I don't work for anyone. I just work for myself, but I do have to go full time. So in a way, perhaps I am building this little empire. We're off, people. Second round, we're off. They touch gloves. Oh, nice little stiff right hand landed by Croom down the middle. Alex in the southpaw stance, and Croom goes at him again, goes looking for the double leg. Alex sprawls and gets out of the way. Croom just keeps coming forward. They exchange. Alex hits him with a lead left hand, hits him again with another lead left hand. Does Alex, gets hit again, does Croom. He's wobbly. I don't know if Alex realizes that he does. He has rocked him a couple of times coming in with the left hand. Croom goes looking for this double leg, but Alex now goes for the guillotine. Again with the right hand, does Alex hits him. Croom keeps coming forward. Alex, get out of the way, but Alex is tired himself. I don't think Alex has a lot left in him. Alex is hitting the Croom with the right hands, but doesn't have a lot on him. Again, hits him with the left hand, and my screen fucking freezes. Again, Croom, single leg, goes looking for it. He might have this single leg if he can get up. Get up with a single leg. He does. He's gotten up with a single leg. Alex is doing a good job of posting up on his face and hitting him with his left hand. Croom's holding that leg up. There's 4 minutes to go. Alex frees one of Croom's hands, so he's got that hand free. Nice and deep does Croom. He's looking to take Alex's back again. Alex landed some big shots on Croom coming in. Again, he's landing the shots again, flush on the chin, does Alex. I'd like to see him follow up as he's moving backwards. He's hitting Croom flush. I'd like to see him follow up. He's hitting him 1-2 shots. I'd like to see him put a couple of combinations together and then go on the attack himself. Because what he's doing is giving up a lot of real estate to Croom, and Croom is able to walk him forward, shoot on the fence, and kind of hold him there. Now Alex has got his back up against the cage. Alex has got his back standing. Croom falls over. Alex looking to take his back. Croom deep on a single leg, but I do believe that he's giving Alex his arm. But Alex falls a bit too much to his bum. He fell off him. He's trying to hold control of that foot. Whilst he does hold control of the foot, Croom is not going to be able to turn the angle, which is what Croom wants to do. He wants to turn that angle, which he does anyways. Well done, Croom. Croom needs to get his head up. Get your head up, Croom, so you don't fall into a guillotine or a triangle. And there he is. Here, the key is for Croom to get his head up above Alex's, which he did not manage to do, and Alex is going to get away. Alex has gotten away, lands a right hand, lands a little left hand to the body, and a right hand to the body, and a left hand to the head. Croom keeps coming forward like a zombie. And he didn't that time, but he has walked into those right hands. Alex looking to put Croom on his back, but doesn't do so. Croom hits a Granby roll, lands on his back. He does not want to be on his back. I don't believe he wants to be on his back. Alex on top of him. We're going to get to see Croom's guard, but I do believe that Croom is too exhausted to do anything from the bottom, even to scramble up. Alex's land is just holding him down. There's one hook in from Croom. I don't believe it's effective. I don't think he's going to be able to do a lot with it. At 2 minutes to go, I think Alex is going to try and ride this out. Both of these guys are exhausted. Alex looking for the wrist control, which I think he has got it. He has got it. I think he's going to find his way to Croom's back. He has. He's sunk both hooks. Now he's landing a little bit of ground and pound. I don't know if he's going to try and stretch him out here. He should. Even if he can't stretch him out, just the action of you trying to stretch him out is extremely tiring on Croom. Now this body triangle, for anyone that has never experienced a body triangles are extremely tight, extremely painful. He's got his arms sunk under. He went to the correct side, did Croom. Now the body triangle is off, but Alex is looking for the choke. I don't know that he's going to get the choke, but I do believe he's going to be able to ride the round out here. He's got deep hooks in. He's looking for the body triangle again. He's going to get it. I think that Croom's trying to get that foot in there, but Alex got his foot out there. Got his foot out of the body triangle because he can create a little bit of pressure there. I don't think Alex is going to tap from that, though, to be honest with you. I think he's just going to ride this round out. He's got the wrist control. He's several steps ahead of Croom. I don't know that he'll be able to finish this rear naked. Croom knows how to defend it, and they're both slippery. Hard to finish the rear naked in MMA. This body triangle is extremely painful. If you're face down on a body triangle, people can put a spinal lock on you, and it hurts a shit ton. I think Tony Frickland got Tony Freakland got finished by Ivan Salivary by a body triangle like that. Just stretched him out on a body triangle when he gave his back to him. And extremely painful, extremely painful. 9 seconds to go. Alex is on his back, got the body triangle in. Croom's not going to get out of it. There's 3 seconds to go. We are done, people. That is the fight. I believe that Alex won that. Okay. Hanoi Tripper. Fab, what would it take to get wrestling into Aussie schools like AFL, soccer, etc.? We don't. The thing is, in Australia, at least in the public school system, we don't really have like schools sport like that. Like, you have a school soccer team or whatever, but we don't have like, it's not like a big thing like in the US. In the private school system in Australia, it is a big thing, especially in the GPS system. Like, that's a big thing. But in the public school system, it's not huge. Like, it's not. Yeah, you'll have a school team like Busby will play Ashcroft or something in soccer, but it's not a big thing like it is in the US, say. So you're up against that already, and the fact that wrestling's not popular, you'd be better off trying to get it in the private school system, like in the GPS system or something, getting judo or BJJ or wrestling. I think judo or BJJ would be much more closer to getting in than wrestling, I think. I'd love it to be, though. So he says, I remember my second day of jiu-jitsu, says cricket. I went to sleep by a triangle pretty quickly. Crooms is a beast. Yeah, he'll go to sleep on a triangle for sure. Was that me doing the intros at the UFN, Fab? Rob McKenzie. I don't know what UFN is, and it wasn't me. Croom chases these takedowns if this was a grappling match. Caceres takes advantage of that and knocks him every time. Yes, he does. I'm about 30 seconds ahead of you. Try and refresh. I will try and refresh. Thanks for letting me know that, by the way. I swear Hanoi Tripper asks that question every podcast. Which question exactly does he ask every podcast? People, I will be back. We're not mucking around, people, with a Himalayan rock salt lamp. I would love if someone brought wrestling like that to Australian schools. I don't know if it's going to happen. My screen has frozen, so let me know if it works. Yeah, every time you see the salt lamp, you have to drink. That's a new drinking game we're going to have. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Ren, for commenting on my shirt. This is Little Fab here. Little Fab is a horrible, horrible person. This person here, bam out of nowhere. You don't know, man. You don't know. This person did not let me sleep last night at all. She did not let me sleep. There isn't wrestling in Aussie secondary schools. We have them in every high school in the States. No, man, there's no wrestling. And like I said to you, the school sports system here is very, very different to the US. Like, we don't have, in the public school system, there isn't like a massive thing of competing week in, week out in against other schools. Like, it's not, unless you're in a big sports school or you're in a big private school, like it's not like in the US. It's not like you're hot shit for being on the school football team if you're just at a normal school. It's not seen as anything really. if you're captain of the basketball team. Um, get Blake around to teach wrestling. um, beautiful baby. Used to do wrestling at my school for rugby. Yeah, what school did you? What school was that you used to that you did it at? It would have had to be a GPS school or a private school or a sports school, because generally you're not going to do it unless you're wrestling, unless your coach was a wrestler or something like that. My screen keeps freezing here, people. Who you guys have for Aljamain Sterling versus Peter Yan? We will discuss this as well. We will go on Tuesday at 1:00. We will do this. But who do you guys have? I, for the record, have Peter Yan winning this quite convincingly, I think. But I do think that Aljamain has some crazy grappling. He's a very, very, very good grappler. I think you can't... Serious, proper grappler, I think. But Peter Yan, I think, is hard to take down, hard to hold down. And I do think that Peter Yan's striking is quite a few levels above Aljamain's. But I do think that Aljamain is a fair bit better grappler. Thoughts on Justice boxing matchup? I don't know, but I don't see him beating Justice, to be honest with you. To be fair, I think it's ridiculous that I could leave school early whenever my team had an event. Yeah, man, I don't know what the school system is actually like in the US for a student athlete. I suppose there'd be a lot of good things and a lot of bad things as well for it. But I think the world over, like say if you're at a football school here in Australia and you play football, you do get a lot of allowances as well. You know, you do. So it's just not in all the public schools and that like that. Rob McKenzie, yeah, she is a little sleep bandit. Unbelievable, mate. I think Peter Yan's hands are too good, man. You know, he's master of sport in boxing. She's giving everyone a wave, people. So if you're not a monster, wave back. Yeah. So if you were lucky enough to have had a coach that wrestled or something, 12 gotcha, then yeah. Otherwise, it's very rare. So you're very, very lucky. So that's very good. I don't think Hanoi asked that question before, to be honest with you. David Morris, I have Alger stopping him on the ground, but I'm biased because I am a Long Island guy and train at a Matt Serra school. Then yeah, but I will tell you this: I do think that Aljamain can stop him on the ground. I don't know that he will. Jack the Ripper, I like Eli, but I think she's a better co-host for the show. Uncle Fab, nothing against Eli. She's definitely cuter than Eli. I'll give her that. It's neck and neck, but I don't know who's cuter, her or Eli. Hassan Ahmed, little Ite in the house. Randy gives us a clap. How are we going with that movement, Hassan? How are we doing with that movement? Yeah. I don't know that I don't see a lot of guys at that weight beating Peter Yan, to be honest with you. I just think that he's very, very, very good and very well rounded. You know, but then you have guys like Rob Font who have really good hands as well. So I don't know. But I think that Peter Yan is something special there. Sterling's got really good grappling, but yeah. I agree. I don't think he'll be able to get him to the ground. Who wins a straight boxing match, Rob or Eli? I think Rob will put Eli in a coffin. Need to get it started. Laugh out loud, my bad. I'll email some people on your behalf, Fab. Hassan, let's see what you do. Let's see if you become amazing. You could become amazing overnight, Hassan. You could become a manager. Gabran versus Yan would be incredible. Yes, I do think that'd be a crazy fight as well. I do think that. I think though the level of striking that Peter Yan has, that when you have that master of sport kind of background from Russia, that's a very high level. International master of sport in Russia means that you medaled at an international event representing Russia. Master of sport in Russia means you medaled at a national event. neither one of those medals are given out lightly in Russia. And you got to understand, if you're a silver medalist or bronze medalist in boxing in Russia or wrestling or whatever, you're a podium finisher, you might not get on the national team, but you would get on just about any other national team. So you might miss out on getting a medal internationally, but if you'd competed, you probably would have. No, I didn't watch. I didn't see the Parker versus Junior Far fight. No, I never ever doubt a team with a Wi-Fi, Hassan. Have I watched Icarus? No, I haven't, but I've seen a lot of stuff like it, and I'm aware of it, if you will, if you want to discuss anything. I heard the Parker versus Far fight was extremely boring. So disappointed with Parker. I'm a big fan of him. He has not improved at all since he lost his belt in 2017. Hassan Ahmed. Here's a little bit of information for you. I was at Youth Olympics 2010. I was with the national wrestling team, and on the New Zealand team for boxing was Joseph Parker, where he won, I believe, a silver medal at that thing. So I saw him nearly every day. I talked to him nearly every day, and while during that competition, and he was like a fucking super nice kid, a really, 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 really good kid. I really liked him a lot. Very, very nice guy. I don't have any contact with him or know him or anything, but he was a very good guy. I actually like him a lot. Damien Hooper was he won the gold medal in those games too from Australia. Crazy, crazy. Noah Berman. It's been a while since we've seen a UFC title change multiple hands over the course of a year or two. Which weight has the best chance to see 3+ champions over the course of 2 years? I don't know, man. Because the thing is, man, like people don't understand. Like chemistry is fickle. It's ever changing. You can be on top of the world 1 second and a couple of things go wrong and they're imperceptible. People don't know. Even the fighters or the camps sometimes don't know what went wrong. That's why when people go, oh, I know what happened with so-and-so. I heard this interview and he said this or he said that. And I think, dude, you don't know shit. You only know what that person said, and that person might not even know what they're saying. It's like if you meet someone, you don't introduce yourself and say, hi, I'm Gary. I have a crush on my brother's girlfriend. I don't sleep properly. I think I'm a bit of a degenerate gambler, blah, blah. You don't say all that shit. You say, hi, I'm Gary. I like skiing, and I'm an accountant and I work in the city. That's all you say. You don't say, the ins and outs and the nuances of your whole life and relationship, which in fairness, they're the things that create the downfall. So when you hear what fighters say or what coaches say, there's so many things that go on, that you don't even know. There's things that affect the camp that have nothing to do with the fight team. There could be financial implications. There could be a sponsor in there. There could be fucking a breakup with someone, not even the fighter. It could be a breakup or a divorce happened with one of the coaches. That coach comes in. He's no longer himself, fucks up the chemistry in the team. There's so many things. So when you ask me I don't know. I can't predict that because anything could affect anything. Usman versus Israel would be nice. I think Israel would smash him, dude. Smash him. Who do you think has the best footwork at heavyweight? Miocic, I think. The best footwork, Miocic. Usman versus Israel, that I can think of right off the top of my head. Fury has the best footwork, 100%. Oh, in boxing, Fury and then Justice Hooney, I think, is someone that you're going to say, oh shit, he had fucking amazing footwork. Should have listened to Fab. Sasank says that reminds me of badminton in Asia. A Chinese junior team player would be an American Olympic team captain for sure, 100%. Munoz versus Rivera. This is going to be crazy. Where do Cody and TJ fit in at 135 with Yarn? Corey and Aljo on top right now. Do they jump right back into the top of the division? Man, I'm not that keen on TJ fighting. Hey, like I don't know. That's pretty fucked up. Parker is a very classy guy, judging from what I've seen in the media. Look, he is from. But when I spoke to him that he was like 17 or something, you know what I mean? 18 maybe, something like that. He's a nice kid. Do you think Devason could go up and give Jan problems? I think he's going to have to go up at some point. I think you can definitely give Jan problems, but like you saw the fight with Moreno, and I think that's the fight, and I think that Jan is a little bigger. He's very, very good stand up. If he doesn't get clipped, I think he'll figure out Devason and start to pick him apart in the later rounds. Yasser Khan says, "Hey Fab, Rozenstruik or Gane?" I don't know, man. Two heavyweights that hit that hard, I can't call it. Something tells me Gane, but I wouldn't be surprised by Rozenstruik either. He hits super hard, very classy on his feet, very good footwork, knows how to hit, and hits hard. So yeah, I don't know. Were you a fan of K1 Max by EKSSF? Who were your favorite? Andy Sauer, man. Andy Sauer, who I actually had on the podcast. That was a cool moment for me. Yeah, he was probably my favorite off the top of my head like that. Is being a padman a specialized job or an extra skill for trainers? Rob McKenzie. Nah, being a good padman is like you're a padman. You know what I mean? That's what you do. That you're very, very good at that. And when you find a really good padman, you keep him. You know what I mean? That's 100%. Okay. Pip Dennison, sick t-shirt, brother. Thank you, Pip. Thank you for noticing, sir. As I said earlier, Pip Dennison, one of my surfing coaches, one of the all-time greats from the South Coast. Hassan Ahmed, I really think Sanhagen will be champ this year. Love that guy's mentality. He is very good. He looked very good in his last fight. That was pretty crazy. This is interesting, man. This Pedro Munoz, Jimmie Rivera fight. Yeah, I don't know this fight. This is going to be crazy. And they're so experienced, these two fighters. What a division, man. What an absolute crazy division. And the thing is that people, you're saying who's going to be champion. People just come up out of nowhere. Guys just, boom, explode onto the scene. Jimmie Rivera is an absolute fucking monster. David Morris, I agree with you on TJ. I just don't think the UFC does. I expect they'll book him for a top 5 fight straight away. I also expect we'll see Cejudo back in there before too long. I agree on every single note out there, mate. I like how James Krause was an Ultimate Fighter not too long ago, but all of a sudden he's everyone's head coach. Look, two different skills. Two different skills. Like, he might have been a fantastic coach and not a good fighter. Who knows? I'm not saying he wasn't a good fighter, by the way. I'm just saying, like, they're different skills. And just because you were on the Ultimate Fighter doesn't mean that that's where your career actually started. Like Juan Espino, for example, he was on the Ultimate Fighter and almost 40, but he'd had a plethora of fights and a absolutely stunning grappling career. Watching Overeem's last fight, do you still think you could beat him with leg kicks, or would you chin him inside the first? With my arms, I'd probably chin him in the first. I think so. I think that's pretty standard. I think everyone knows that. Hey, Fab, looking sharp as always. Thank you, Martovi. I appreciate that, my friend. I appreciate it. Connor McKnocked out. What's up, Fab? I'm here to hear your delicious voice. Thank you, sir. I really, really appreciate it. We're going to see a cracker fight here. An absolute cracker of a fight. I'm looking forward to the main event more than anything in this one, but this bantamweight fight has definitely got my attention. And I believe light heavyweight fight's going to be a fucking slugfest. I just do. Do I think the clock is ticking for Ryan Hall? Yeah, I mean, same as for Juan Espino. Both of these guys are getting on a bit, but Juan is, for a heavyweight, they last a little bit longer. So, yeah. Can he fight for long? I think he's got a few good years left in him. Takes care of himself a lot. James the Juice Man, do you have to go into a fight like it's a fight and not a sports match? Does that distinction have to be made in your mentality? That's a really interesting question. I believe that it also depends on one, your makeup as genetically as a person, and two, how you were brought up. Like if you were brought up in a like ultra competitive wrestling environment, and you can switch that to be what it is, then you could make it into a wrestling match and see it as a sport. See it as a sport. But in fairness, if you watch some of the wrestlers, or the judoka or whatever, jujitsu, they go in there thinking that it's a fight as well. So they've always had that mentality where it's a fight as well. They're just not striking. So yeah, I mean, I think it's very hard, man, because sports matches are closer and closer. Like if you watch a football game, they don't really look at it like a sport, even more as like almost like a war, almost like a combat. So they're very closely related, but I think in general it's a fight. Um, Fab, thank you for not signing with the UFC. Now Ngannou has a chance to become heavyweight champ. Dude, I honestly do not think he'd get inside my jab. I just don't think it. I think that I'd be able to keep him outside my jab. I'll probably pepper him with jabs, hit him with big right hands to the body. Do you know that Royce Gracie's dad also did BJJ EKSSF? Wow, no, I didn't know that one. So we're about to kick off, people. We're about to kick off. Pedro Munoz versus Jimmie Rivera. I like Jimmie Rivera. He's a no-nonsense character. No nonsense. And Munoz as well, I think. We're off. They touch gloves in the middle. Rivera basically sprints to the middle. Munoz goes high with a left kick and lands on his bum. Now they're both up in the middle. There's 4 minutes and 10 seconds to go. Munoz sporting the black trunks. Goes looking for an inside leg kick. Jab by Rivera. Oh, they exchange hard shots. Both boys land a nice little left hook apiece. These guys are going at it already. Calf kick landed by Pedro. Again, another calf kick by Pedro lands on Jimmie. Both guys in the orthodox stance. Goes looking for another calf kick, does Munoz. Another calf kick by Munoz. I don't know if he was off balance or if he got clipped by Rivera. Both guys in the southpaw stance. Munoz slowly edging Rivera back towards the cage. Rivera is very powerful, very strong. I don't know that he likes to fight too much on the back foot, and he is starting to reclaim that real estate and work his way back into the middle of the octagon. Spinning swing kick by Pedro. Ooh, left hand landed on the exit by Munoz. Both guys exchange jabs. Another calf kick landed by Rivera. No, by Munoz, sorry. Munoz keeps looking for it. He hasn't landed the calf kick flush per se. Rivera goes looking for one of his own. There it is again by Munoz. He hasn't landed a flush. But it will start to damage that leg. Ooh, right hand landed by Munoz. Rivera looking to land one of his own. Another calf kick landed by Munoz. But they're not landing flush. Rivera's in deep on a single leg, but Munoz defends it quite easily. 3 minutes to go. This is a high-level fight, guys. It's a very high-level fight. 2 minutes, 49 seconds to go. Ooh, left, right, landed by Jimmie. Goes looking for a left hook on the exit. Right front kick down the middle by Munoz, and he hits him with a calf kick, but Rivera gets one back himself. They both boys exchange calf kicks. Then a little bit of dirty boxing on the inside by Rivera, but Munoz breaks free. Munoz doing a good job of corralling Rivera back into the cage. And looks to blitz in with her lead right hand. Rivera with an oblique kick. Munoz with a jab. Goes looking for the front kick. I think that front kick is on. Ooh, they exchange, a nice exchange there. It all started with a left hand jab by Rivera, and Rivera lands a calf kick of his own. Rivera's calf kicks are landing with a little bit more pepper than Munoz's. It's only going to take one or two. If you hit right on the side of the knee where the nerve is, and you hit with the shin, you can cause a lot of damage. It basically just spasms your leg. Munoz doing a fantastic job of corralling Rivera into the cage, but then Rivera comes out with some big power. I like the calf kicks that Rivera's landing. I think they're landing a little bit more flush than Munoz's. Oh, that one landed. That's the calf kick. That's what I'm saying. You get one calf kick and it gets in. Now look at the swelling. Look at the swelling on Rivera's leg. Oh, another calf kick landed by Munoz. That has been money in the bank all round by Munoz. Rivera can't take one or two more of those. Look at the swelling on the tibialis anterior of Jimmie Rivera. He is in a lot of trouble, ladies and gentlemen. One or two more kicks like that and he is done. Front kick by Munoz. Super tough of Rivera to keep. Go! There it is again by Munoz. He has landed that calf kick, and it's that one kick that gets through, and then you can no longer land anymore. Oh, he can't. Hasn't got the spring in his leg to blitz anymore. He goes looking for the kick, does Munoz, and Rivera manages to lift his leg up out of the way just in the nick of time. What a horrible place to be is Rivera. Munoz is looking for that calf kick. He knows he's only got one or two to go. Goes looking for a left hook. Rivera ducks under. Rivera's trying to get some motion back in his leg, but he knows he can't take one or two more of those kicks. There's 17 seconds to go. Rivera walks into a left right of Munoz walks into a left right of Jimmie Rivera. Again, Munoz with another calf kick. Oh, Rivera having a very difficult time being able to stand on that leg, being able to create any force. My God, what a round, ladies and gentlemen. Jimmie Rivera is in trouble with that leg. Oh, mate. Yeah, no nonsense, Keith Peterson, not at all. So they're trying to ice Jimmy's leg right now, and the tibialis anterior is looking shot. Very, very, very bad. Oh, my God. For anyone that's been calf kicked, man, like, it hurts so bad. And that swelling there, that swelling on the tibialis anterior, it's very, very, very brutal. Like you don't have a lot of muscle or anything there. And the peroneal nerve runs down there as well. And so there isn't a lot of there isn't anything protecting it. So it starts to create a lot of problems for you. Because it's not like you can just tough it out. He's a super tough guy, but that swelling is incredible. And he's still got 2 rounds to go. There's 4 minutes and 50 seconds to go. And Munoz is unrelenting. He just keeps coming forward. Right hand landed by Jimmie Rivera. This is the best thing that could happen for Jimmie. But Munoz's jiu-jitsu is phenomenal. He's looking for an inverted heel hook. He may roll again for it. Jimmy's got his leg. They're basically in a 50-50 guard. Jimmie does a fantastic job of getting back to his feet. Munoz, you do not want to be on the ground with him either. Very nice inverted heel hook attempt. Now my computer freezes. My computer's frozen. I don't think that my computer's frozen right now. I'll try and reload this. I think calf kick's been around for a long time. I think it's being used. You're probably seeing it more, but the calf kick's been around for quite a while in all different combat sports. I think now because there's so many more UFC fights, so many people seeing it, so many more people doing it. But I don't think it's like a new thing. Why do you think so Fab's commentary is the best, starting a movement with Hassan Ahmed to get Fab to ESPN. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, guys. Man, my computer is frozen. McGregor, precision beats power and timing beats speed. And Gane, power beats precision, power beats speed, power beats timing. Yeah, I do think there's a little bit of truth to that. So 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. My computer's back on. I haven't been able to see. Oh, Jimmie lands a calf kick of his own, partially checked by Munoz, but you cannot check too much with those calf kicks. They absolutely kill. Rivera's doing a fantastic job of staying in the fight, but he's having a lot of difficulty moving. A lot of difficulty moving. 2 minutes and 10 seconds to go in the second round. Rivera goes looking for another. Munoz went looking for a calf kick, but ate a right hand for his trouble. There's another calf kick again by Munoz. Rivera is doing a good job of getting out of the way, and he's surviving. There's a minute and 50 seconds to go. A lot of damage has been done to this leg, and it's only going to feel worse the longer this fight goes. Another small calf kick landed by Munoz, but by this stage, anything that lands on that calf, on that outside of the calf, it's actually not so much on the calf. It's more on the lateral aspect of the shin. So you got your fibula, and you have the tibialis anterior and the peroneal nerve. Those things are being targeted much more than the calf per se. That's what's creating that swelling. There is more on the tibialis anterior. When you lose your feeling in your leg, it's on the peroneal nerve. That just sits it's like wrapped around bones in your knee. There's nothing there. Jimmie cannot stand. He can't stand properly. The fact that he can take so many calf kicks is just testament to how tough he is. He would be in a huge amount of pain and a lot of discomfort just from the fact that he can't step properly. Nice work. Jimmie's still in there, but he'd be losing a lot of power in his punches. A lot. Round 2 says that, I think if Munoz can land 1 or 2 more calf kicks, it's going to be the wrap. Front kicks exchanged by both guys. Jimmie very wary of it. He's up against the wall now. Munoz doing a great job of corralling him. I like that Munoz is showing very good composure, and he's not going to the world too many times. He just hit him again with another calf kick. Not a lot of power on that calf kick, but he doesn't have to hit with a lot of power. There's 14 seconds to go. Rivera's in a lot of trouble here with this calf. A lot of trouble. Nice hook on the way coming in by Munoz. Jimmie Rivera is super tough. He's all sorts of tough. There's 1 second to go. That's the time. Wow. Aaron something says, is his leg finished now, or can he somewhat recover? He won't be able to recover that leg. He might be able to knock Munoz out if he catches him, and he's super tough, but there's no way. If you look at the swelling in that leg, as the fight, he could not get hit any more in the fight, and that leg's going to just get worse. Because the more blood that's starting to get pumped in there, get stuck in there, get bigger, the swelling is trying to get bigger. What the swelling does, your body's swelling so that you stop moving. That's what it wants you to do. You know what I mean? That's why your body swells, so that it creates like comfort around that. Not so much comfort, but it creates cushioning around that joint, and it stops you from moving so you can get better. So all it's saying now with the blood and everything that's in there, your body's screaming, saying, man, we are hurt. We need to stop. You know what I mean? Like if you'd sprained your ankle out in the bush hunting, it'd be like, dude, we need to slow down because we can't keep on this leg. His leg would be all sorts of trouble. Randy, you have such good background knowledge to complement your commentaries. Thank you so much, Randy. I appreciate it so much. I absolutely enjoy and love doing this. If you saw just then, Jimmie had trouble running out to touch gloves, and he gets hit again with another calf kick. So there's not he's doing a good job, because what he tried to do then is push Munoz back so Munoz wouldn't be able to throw the kick. But Munoz knows that he doesn't have to land with crazy power. Munoz, the worst thing is to be up against someone as experienced and as game and as smart as Munoz, who knows that he doesn't have to throw caution to the wind and just keep coming for your leg. He knows that he's got you thinking about the legs. He's making him switch stance, which he did. Now Rivera's in the southpaw stance. So all these things play in Munoz's favor. Pedro with a nice front kick down the middle. Nice lead right hand by Rivera, but Rivera's lost so much power in his shots. His leg's swollen. It looks like double the size of his other leg. Goes looking for a high right kick, does Munoz. Jab by Munoz. Right hand by Jimmie. Front kick down the middle by Munoz. Goes looking for the calf kick. Jimmie is reacting to any feints thrown at his calf. Very, very, very smart by Munoz. Just keeps moving him back, throws a front kick, does Munoz. Another calf kick by, hit him low, hit him in the groin. And as always, people, when we say that he hit him low, I'd like to remind you all that Manscaped, go to Manscaped, go to the website, get 20% plus free shipping with the code FAB for any and all of your Manscaped products. Just a reminder, as people get hit low, very, very good is Manscaped. Very, very, very tough night out here for Jimmie Rivera. 3 minutes and 26 seconds to go. Hits Munoz with a lovely uppercut. Jimmie's still very much in it. That's so in answer to the question from before, can he recover? He can't recover the leg per se. The ice will help to reduce some of the swelling, but it's not enough. But Jimmie's still super powerful. He's very strong upper body, so he might be able to even land a good shot flush on Munoz to slow him down or stop him, but I doubt it. It's going to be very hard because you lack the mobility as well when you have that thing. Munoz doing a good job now of throwing the left high kick after the combinations to keep Jimmie's right hand at home and start to take more of the weapons away. Jimmie can't blitz and cut that distance anymore. But he's very smart. What he's doing is he can't blitz in an orthodox stance, so he kind of takes a little step with the left and then switches to southpaw and hits with the right because he hasn't got the spring to keep going in the normal stance. Right hand landed. I think he got hit low again. Guys, if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. Follow us on Instagram. Share, hit the notification bell so you get all the notifications. Join us on Tuesday at 1 p.m. We're going to be doing a live chat, a preview of the killer fight card this weekend. So I'm looking forward to that. Now, the leg is done. The leg's been completely chewed up. Jimmie's in really, really serious trouble. If Munoz lands one or two more flush, landed a calf kick of his own, did Rivera, but Munoz partially blocked it. Then he landed a calf kick of his own, and Jimmie's in a lot of trouble. He's definitely feeling it. Munoz goes looking for it again. Munoz got a little bit of swelling himself around his tibialis anterior. Nice work. Jimmie goes with doubled up on the left hook, and then a right hand. Gets hit with the jab, does Munoz. Does Rivera, sorry. Rivera in the southpaw stance. How effective is he from the southpaw stance? And how effective is he from a southpaw stance with a left leg that's compromised? Now, Munoz himself changes to southpaw. Then both guys fighting at a southpaw. And Munoz goes looking for a right high kick. There's 1 minute and 35 seconds to go. And I do believe that Munoz is winning this quite comfortably. Unless Rivera can do something, he needs to at least drop him in this round to start to take this round away from him. But I don't think that he won any of the rounds, in my opinion. I'm just commentating. I'm not judging the fights. Nice. Left hand by Jimmie Rivera, wing and a miss. Right kick to the body by Munoz. Another calf kick landed by Munoz. Jimmie comes forward. Jimmie's got so much heart. Lands a right hand on Munoz himself. Jimmie's got so much heart. Front kick landed by Munoz. Left uppercut, swing and a miss by Rivera. Hits Munoz with a big left hand, with a big left hook. 41 seconds to go. Front kick down the middle by Munoz. Jimmie's still got a lot of power in his shots. A lot of power. He's very strong in the upper body, is Munoz. Is Rivera, sorry. 20 seconds to go. Both guys fighting in the pocket. Jimmie has very, very powerful punches in the pocket. And he needs to get in that space of Rivera's, of Munoz, but I don't think he will. I don't think it's a little too late. He lands a little right hand on Munoz. There's 6 seconds to go. Front kick down the middle by Munoz. Jimmie still keep coming forward. Jimmie lands a left hook. They both exchange shots. And that's the buzzer, man. What a crazy round. What a crazy round. Is there any way to overcome calf kicks? Haven't seen anyone avoid them. I mean, but you can check them. That's the other thing. You don't see a lot of it because when somebody throws a calf kick and it doesn't land properly, they don't throw it again. If you throw a calf kick and it lands on the shin, your foot lands on the shin, or your foot lands on the knee, you won't throw it again. Because you could break your foot or you could really bruise your foot. And the bladed stance isn't bad if you can get out of the way of the calf kick. But if you're just staying there, no, you're going to get hit. And it's not going to take too many before you do. But if you check a calf kick, man, they're in trouble too. They're in a lot of trouble as well. And a calf kick is thrown from a close distance. It's not really thrown from far away. So you could see it here with Munoz. He'd get hit, and as he's moving, he'd just throw the calf kick, and he wasn't throwing it with a lot of pepper, but he didn't need to because he'd already done so much damage. But you're also susceptible to getting punched or getting hit when you're throwing the calf kick. So it's not like you can't defend it. No chance Rivera will be able to stand by the third. Looking at Rivera's bald sport and speaking from your experience, should he cling to that last hope or should he just give in and rock the fab haircut? You got to just give in, dude. You can't fight nature. None of us are exempt from gravity, my friend. That's one thing I've learned. Whether it's in business or whatever, you're just not. Ren Witchell, calf kicks suck to the max. Yes, they do. Gordon Ryan has jumped into the cage and slapped them both. I don't know what happened. What happened with Gordon Ryan and Andre Galval? Jimmie's switching from a bladed stance because of those calf kicks. He just got smashed with those calf kicks. Fab, try give me your computer CBD. I might do that. Thanks, James the Juice Man. Use Fab to get the discount when you order Manscaped. I can't hear the shots, but I can only imagine. Rob McKenzie, 50 on Tuesday, going to BJJ training. Can I get a shout out, please? Yes, Rob McKenzie. If you just remind me, because you can comment before I go on there if you're at BJJ training. I hope Rob smashes Polo, says Aaron something. I think he will, man. I really think he will. No disrespect to Polo, but I don't think he has anything for Rob, unless I'm massively mistaken. Could he catch Rob coming in? Yeah, he could. He could catch Rob coming in on a left hook or something, but I don't think so, man. I don't think so. What do you even do to counter leg kicks? Go for a takedown, headhunt, or what? It just depends what the leg kicks are that you're doing. Like some guys can check them really, really well, and it's how you check them. So everything is not just what you do; it's how you do it and when you do it. If you check a kick correctly and you check like shin on foot or knee on foot, that's a wrap. Like they're not going to keep kicking you. What are your thoughts on pride style soccer kicks? I'm all for them, man. I'm all for them. Sorry, how much time is there left in the fight? It's over. You can check it with your shin. Hurts the guy kicking. Stephen Thompson did it versus Vincente. I'm pretty sure made Lucas stop throwing them. Yeah, 100%. You can check him, but you gotta get his foot on your shin or knee. Manscaped is so clean it will trim your insecurities away. That's right, it's a saint. James the Juice Man, I have a theory. Use reverse psychology on your physiology instead of ice. Use a heat pack to reduce swelling. I'm a clown, says James the Juice Man. Do fighters train in different stances? Some fighters do, some fighters don't. Don't forget, you can't go too far away from what you're good at. You have to be the best you can be. Like the other guy is much better at being him than you are. So you've got to concentrate on what you do well and try to take that to their weakness, as opposed to you trying to change your game to suit somebody else. Yeah. Like Southport Orthodox. Yeah, 100%. Fab, guess what I bought last week using Fab at the discount code? I'm hoping that you bought your Manscaped product, sir. Thank you so much if you did. Thank you so much if you did. His guys was very, very good, Pedro Munoz. I was very, very impressed. And I was very impressed with his jiu-jitsu when it got to the ground because he almost had that heel hook. He almost had that inverted heel hook. Very, very clever guy. And the way he chopped that leg away apart, that was crazy. Fab, what do you reckon would have happened if Pride never went defunct? I don't know, because I think the UFC is quite aggressive in their tactics. So who knows, But it was pretty cool, man. I like Pride. I like Pride a lot. Hassan Ahmed at Randy, let's get it done, brother. EKSSF, can you recommend a good book? What genre? What genre of books are we talking about? I can recommend quite a few good books. Just depends on, like I said, the genre of books. Let me see if I've got some here behind me that I could recommend. But just tell me what genre of books. Hassan Ahmed, I wish soccer kicks were legal. Man, soccer kicks are interesting, you know. And any of those like striking of a downed opponent is very interesting because it changes the dynamics of the fight. Next, we have the women's flyweight Montana de la Rosa versus Mayra Bueno Silva. Thoughts on Jamie Malaki? I fucking think he's a champion, man. I always go for him. I really like him. I've met him a whole bunch of times. I he did a show and I was part of the show. I think it was called The Crew, and Richie was one of the people that put it together. And I was like a guest coach on that. So we were on a TV shoot together, Jamie Malaki and I wish something to do with sports. Legacy, the All Blacks thing, the All Blacks book. That's a fucking good book. Legacy. Let me see. I've got some up here. Let me see which other ones. Little Big Man is an interesting one. It's about like the mindset of the bodybuilders in Venice Beach, and I think it was set like in the 80s or even before that. But it's really interesting, like how they see themselves and how they always constantly want to get bigger and why they always want to constantly get bigger. That's an interesting book. I don't read. I read a whole bunch of different books, uh, not just on sport. Another one that I would strongly recommend, one of my favorite books of all time, is Papillon, Papillon. That's a brilliant book. That's a really good book. I like that book a lot. The Prince by Machiavelli. That's an amazing book. Um, I don't know. That ought to do you for now. Let me know when you've read those. Um, I wish headbutts were legal. Problem with headbutts, man, is that it just busts you open. Just completely busts you open at a very like short distance, and there's just blood everywhere. Very messy. I think you'd see a lot of fights stopped. Um, Soccer kicks would make Imanari rolls terrifying. It's hard to soccer kick someone that's Imanari rolling though. It's not that simple. Um, he's from the coast, James Malaki. Yeah, I like him. I like him a lot. Mark Hunt's book was crazy, dude. That was a crazy, crazy read. Mark Hunt's book was insane. I read that book as well. That's an interesting book. I'll give you. There's another book. Oh man, there's so many books. Just depends on the genre, I suppose. Chili Miners, I like knees on the ground, but not kicks. Yeah, all those things change. Like you change one thing, it'll change the whole platform of MMA. Um, I'll probably check out the All Blacks book. Big fan of their team building mentality. Then you'll like Legacy. Legacy is a fantastic, fantastic, fantastic book. 11 Rings by Phil Jackson. That's a fucking crazy book too. Very, very good book. How good was Sakuraba though? Fucking good. Really good, especially for his time. Like nowadays, you'd call him, one dimensional, I suppose, but for his time, he was fantastic. I really, really liked him. I thought he was just an amazing, amazing fighter. So many times a guy's on all fours in front of another and he's awkwardly trying to loop punches in when a knee's the obvious choice. Yes, but you got to remember, Chili Miners, like people wouldn't be in that position if knees were legal, so it changes the dynamics. I'm looking forward to this main event, man. I really want to see it. Thank you for coming on, guys. I really, really like it. I really appreciate you guys watching the fights and having a chat and everything. Hey, Fab, when are you going to release a book? Man, I might write a book one day. I might. I'll just see. We'll see. We'll see how we go. I'm working on the podcast and my degree and a whole bunch of stuff at the moment, and then we'll see how it goes. One-handed down counting as grounded is stupid. I agree with you, sir. Any good horror books? Man, I don't know. I wouldn't be able to tell you. I'm not a connoisseur of horror books. Both the heavyweights are walking through now, getting photographed and that, and getting filmed as they come in. Ciryl Gane looking very relaxed, as does Rozenstruik. And very, very interesting, these two guys. Rob McKenzie are colored in the book once. Good on you, buddy. EKSSF, when you're putting together your MMA team, you talked about how important it is for the guys to click with each other. How did you go about introducing you guys into a group that's tight knit? Right now, I'm working in a corporate space and I'm doing the same kind of thing. And we're putting together a good skeleton crew. And the biggest, honestly, it sounds funny, but the biggest thing is recruitment, and it's got to be to your values. And you also got to understand it's a dynamic environment that's constantly changing. People are going to leave, people are going to come in, um, chemistry is going to wear out. New chemistry is going to pop up, and so you got to also. There's another thing that you got to understand is like when you have a goal, right? You have your team has to have a buy-in to the end result, whatever that end result is, whether it's winning a championship or hitting a financial figure. And you're all going to have your own personal goals, but your personal goals can't be above that of the teams, of the major teams thing, of the major team objective. Otherwise, you get people that are going for their own goal, and the team's result is a result thereof. People have to buy into what the team needs to accomplish, and then your personal goals are results thereof, your team accomplishing that, so that your team will then all be firing in the same direction. Because you can have really good individual players on a team, but if their major objective, their super objective are their own individual personal goals, and the team objective is more a result thereof as opposed to the objective, you're not going to get very far. You can get pretty far based on talent, you know what I mean? But it's not easy to do that, and a lot of the times you've got to do that over a period of time. And it depends what you're trying to build as well. Are you trying to build success of one fighter, success of two fighters? Are you trying to build a dynasty? What are you trying to build? They're all the different things. So yeah, right now I'm working in the corporate space, and it's very, very similar, very, very similar type of stuff. Um, it's a great companion stream. You're a lot better than UFC booth, that's for sure. And the interactions are great. Chili Miners. Thank you so much, sir. I'm very, very flattered by that. Very, very, very flattered. Um, Bam out of nowhere. Thank you, sir. Very insightful. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Mayra Bueno Silva. She's stepping out here. Guys, I'm going to get a quick refill on my water. I'll be back. Oh, in fact, drink every time, and as long as you see the rock lamp. That's a new drinking game, guys. I'm pretty pumped, guys. I'm pretty pumped. I'm looking forward to fishing after this. Thoughts on Megan Anderson? I don't know her that well. I've met her a couple of times, and she's a surprisingly fucking big girl, like like really like long and kind of broad and tall and fucking has good stand up. She's big though. She's bigger than you think she is, and she looks big. The rock lamp is better than CBD. Yes, it is, guys. The rock lamp makes me float. Um, who you got in the main event? I don't know, man. The main event, two big guys are hit so hard. It's a 50-50 fight. It's going to be who gets who first. Um, I'm an ideas man. Yes, you are, James. Yes, you are. Okay, SSF, I really appreciate your answers, Fab. You and Rob's podcast where you talked about depression really helped me identify some issues of my own. And now I'm working towards my degree in sports psychology. Fucking awesome, EKSSF. That's so fucking cool. I'm so glad to hear it. Where are you doing the degree in sports psychology? Which university? Both these girls look pumped. Mayra Bueno Silva. She looks pumped. She's an underdog at plus 110 from Minas Gerais. You know, in 2010, 2009, Minas Gerais had an 8 women to 1 man ratio. So if you're a single guy, Minas Gerais is the place to live. Yeah, that's super cool. Where you doing the degree? EKSSF. 130 favorite. Montana de la Rosa is a 130 favorite. Let's see how they go. Best nickname in the UFC? I don't know, man. I'm not into the nicknames. But I think good nicknames are the ones where you don't even know the dude's name and you just call him that. Not like the most elaborate one. Okay, we're off. Montana de la Rosa, both girls in orthodox stance. Montana de. Ooh, calf kick landed by Bueno Silva. Jab by De La Rosa. Another jab and a right hand by De La Rosa. Bueno Silva now in the southpaw stance. She's etching forward, but gets hit with the right hand of De La Rosa's. She keeps coming forward. She looks for another kick. De La Rosa catches a bit of dirty boxing and a knee. Bueno Silva, I think, got the better in that exchange. But De La Rosa's got some crisp boxing. Bueno Silva looks tough as hell. She reaches forward. I don't like that reaching, but she's got her in the knee, in the tie clinch, but gets hit with a nice stiff uppercut by De La Rosa. De La Rosa looking for this takedown, looking to work on this takedown, looking for the single leg. I believe Bueno Silva is maybe looking for a guillotine. It's in deep, but De La Rosa has a left hand in there as well, so it's not going to happen. I don't believe a guillotine is going to happen here. It'd be interesting, but I don't think so. Yeah, Rumble Johnson, there's a good nickname. I do believe that one works. Has she got this guillotine? No, she hasn't. She hasn't got the guillotine. And Bueno Silva gets taken down by De La Rosa. Man, when you go for that guillotine up against a cage, it's no good, man. Like, unless you're a guillotine person, you know? Otherwise, you're not. You're going to give up that takedown a lot of the times. Unless the guillotine from there is your thing. So with De La Rosa, again with a broomstick, she's looking for that mat return. And Bueno Silva is looking for a Kimura of her own. Both girls are kind of in a stalemate here, but I definitely give the advantage to De La Rosa because as soon as that hand gets free, she's still got the superior position. Bueno Silva looking to land a little bit of shots there, but not much she's doing there. Single leg again attempt by De La Rosa. Bueno Silva is looking for with a reverse crossface. Oh, nice! That's what you want to see. She framed and went for that elbow. That was a good job done. Now big elbow landed by Bueno Silva. She held onto the cage and got taken down. She held onto the cage. Going to give her a stern talking to as the referee. I can lip read. He said something along the lines of, "Don't you ever do that." Look, you know what? I'm all for her losing that point there. She lost the point. But I've seen dudes grab that fucking fence way more times and not lose the point. You know? I've seen, yeah. I I yeah, I've seen people hold on to the cage way more fucking times than that and not lose a point. My screen's frozen again. Um The Rock should make a rock salt lamp. Who you got in the main? Best nickname them. That might be the most important advice you've given us, Fab. Which one? What was the advice? 8-1 ratio is sus. There's a reason the men left. It might be 4-1 ratio. It could be. You could be onto something there as well. Michael Wood. 8-1 ratio does sound crazy. Korean Zombies are best. See, that's the thing. I don't even know Korean Zombie's real name. You know what I mean? The babyface assassin. Yeah, but it's not like that. Like you like Korean Zombie. People just call him Korean Zombie. Okay. We have De La Rosa here. She's sneaking up forward, hitting the jabs. Bueno Silva just keeps coming forward as well. But they keep falling back into this grappling trap. Double leg by De La Rosa. Bueno Silva trying to defend. She's cross facing now. She has a big crossface here. That's what she needs to do more than the guillotine. Absolutely. And if De La Rosa's head goes down, she has to push her head down. They've got an over and under clinch. So one of the questions I'm going to answer here, Emilio says, do you think most athletes should have a sports psychologist? I'll answer this like this. I think most people should at some point see someone for something. You know what I mean? I don't think we're taught to regulate our emotions at school. I don't think, and that's not a knock on the school system. I'm just saying we're not. That's not something that a lot of effort goes into. And I don't think we're taught how to necessarily handle social interactions or anxieties or different things like that. So that's number one. Number two is I think athletes are just the same as anybody else. They haven't faced those things. I would say so. Yes, I definitely think we should see someone. Does it have to be a sports psychologist? Not necessarily, because a lot of the stuff is psychological based on performance and other things. So that doesn't have to be a sports psychologist, but definitely a psychologist. I think people should see them. This is the problem, especially in individual sports, tennis, boxing, martial arts, like MMA and that. The athlete holds the money and it's not mandated. So the sports psychologist doesn't want to get fired like anybody else. So the sports psychologist or, mental health therapist or whoever is going to tell the athlete whatever the fuck they want the athlete to hear. You know what I mean? They're not going to tell the athlete, for the most part, something they don't want to hear because they don't want to get fired either. And it's a big props to them to be associated to that particular athlete. And so you have to find a mental health therapist with integrity. And a lot of them don't. A lot of them don't have that. Not all of them. There are some very good ones. Don't get me wrong, but a lot of them don't. So that's whenever you're working with an athlete or a high profile person, a lot of the times those psychologists and those people sitting on the peripheries are just as much bum sucks as anyone else. So that's my take on that thing. Whilst I absolutely agree with it, I don't know that it's always going to be as beneficial for the athlete in the long run, because they're the ones paying the psychologist, and they're the ones with the profile. So that's where it gets a little bit messy, I think. So now Bueno Silva is on top of De La Rosa. De La Rosa has a butterflies in. Bueno Silva standing up above. She lands a big right hand on De La Rosa. Big up kick landed by De La Rosa. But Bueno Silva lands ground and pound of her own. De La Rosa she's looking for a triangle, I believe, here. She is looking for a triangle. But Bueno Silva's very smart. She's starting to look for a knee slice guard pass. That's also stopping any sort of triangle or any sort of guard of De La Rosa's. De La Rosa is now looking to regain guard. We're looking here. Good ground and pound landing by Bueno Silva. De La Rosa kicks off. Ooh, those calf kicks to the knee. These kicks to the knee are not to be taken lightly. You cannot run into them. And a couple of these kicks on the leg have pushed Bueno Silva's knee back a little bit. Don't discount what that does to you. 3:13 left in the second round. Bueno Silva's got a lot of heart. She's coming forward. Side kick landed by De La Rosa. Little jab. Both girls extend. No one's really... Oh, nice little jab landed by De La Rosa. In Sweden, gymnastics and idrottshögskolan, or the Swedish School of Sports and Health Science in English. Good on you, man. That's so fucking cool. I have family in Sweden, in Stockholm, Uppsala. Did I say it right? Yeah, I have family. I've been to Sweden, man. It's one of my fucking favorite places, man. One of my favorite places. Stockholm's one of my favorite cities. It's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful city. I love it. Absolutely love it. And I will be returning. I've got a whole bunch of cousins up there in Sweden, believe it or not. So both girls dirty boxing in the center here. My screen is frozen. They're now both girls are holding onto the clinch. A little bit of dirty boxing, some knees being thrown in there. I'm glad to hear it, man. Good on you for doing it. Rumble and Zombie are probably up there, I think. Randy, I think the new hashtag should be hashtag Fab2ESPN. That's awesome, man. Thank you very much, guys. I really want Korean Zombie to win a belt. Laz D, ever do any spearfishing, Fab? If not, would you ever try it? I would 1000% try it. What? I'm not 1000%. What am I talking about? I do undergo spearfishing. I may go spearfishing today. I'll see how what my local knowledge people say. So De La Rosa is starting to pass, and she's starting to pass, and she's gone into full mount. 1 second. So 36 seconds to go in the second round. De La Rosa is in complete control of Bueno Silva. She's in like a kind of quarter guard, but this isn't enough from Bueno Silva to stop any sort of forward momentum from De La Rosa. De La Rosa is in deep now in an arm triangle. That quarter guard is going to do nothing to stop it. She bucked the right way to get her arm free, and she did manage to get her arm free, but I think it's going to be more of the same. This is going to take a massive toll on Bueno Silva. 9 seconds to go. 5 seconds to go. In full mount now, De La Rosa. She's landing some ground and pound. Yeah, I would 100% do spearfishing. I'll probably do the spearfishing today, actually. Depends what my guides say. The Palina Brawler. Yeah, Rampage. That's like names that are synonymous with the person where you don't even know that his name is Quentin. Yeah, Wonder Boy, like those kind of names to me. But like Stylebender is a cool name, but everyone still knows him as Israel, you know? Yeah, no, I agree. I agree that that should happen. You lose the point. But all I'm saying is that people don't have the fucking that consequence. I've never really seen people lose that much points straight away. DC went mental commentating one fight a couple of weeks back when a takedown was stopped by fence grabbing and he got away with it. I agree with him. I 100% agree. UFC trying to shut Fab down. He's stealing too many viewers. I wish that was the case. Tank Abbott is the OG nickname. There you go. There's another one like Tank. You know, nobody knows his name. You know what I mean? Round 3. We're off. Oh, left high kick landed by Bueno Silva. I believe that Bueno Silva has to win, has to stop her to win. And they're going to do some dirty boxing, I believe, in here. Knees up the middle by Bueno Silva. Bueno Silva looking for another knee. Big knee up the middle again. Another knee. Another knee. Bueno Silva looking to stalk her down. She's in the southpaw stance. I'm just going to try and catch up on a few of these. Where are you people commenting the hashtag Fab2ESPN? Because I'm in. That's awesome, guys. I really appreciate that. I really think eye pokes need to get severely cracked down on. Funny how rare they are in the gym. Dude, I think that they are fucking insane. I think that that you don't see eye pokes, you don't see fence grabs, you know, you don't even see low shots the same way in the gym as you do in the fights. Nice little elbows landed there by Bueno Silva. De La Rosa hanging on to that single leg. De La Rosa, Bueno Silva with the reverse crossface. She's looking for a choke here. She's looking for a front choke. I don't think it's going to get deep enough. Or is it? She seems to have it. She's in the wrong angle, though. She's on the wrong angle to get that front choke. You always go the way of the fingers. Like, so if you're here, you always go that way to escape a choke. So if someone's choking you this way, you follow the hand and get your back to the mat. Oh, left body kick. Big combination landed by Bueno Silva. 3 minutes to go. But De La Rosa again clinches her up against the cage. Good head position here by De La Rosa. Best nickname giver I know, Joel Forbes, truly is a gift. Pip Dennison, yes it is. Joel Forbes, shout out to Joel Forbes, one of my surfing instructors and close friend. He's helped me a lot with the surfing. Especially if you come to Sweden, I'll meet up with you and give you a hug. Likewise, sir, I'm down. I will be in Sweden at some point. We had a trip planned, but then COVID happened. My wife and I, my baby and my parents, we were all going to go up there. Got family there, got my uncle there, got my cousins, my auntie, got a whole family there. They were in Stockholm, in Nyköping, actually in Nyköping. And then, I'm sorry about butchering the names. And then my cousins were in Uppsala and in Stockholm. Getting after Bueno Silva is fighting all the way to the end, hits her with a knee. She's looking to make some damage. Charles and De La Rosa is just on her the whole time, looking for this double leg. Drink. Fab to ESPN. Oh, yeah. Ninja and Shogun. There got some good nicknames. The ref helped Bueno Silva up. Did you see that? No, I did not see that. I didn't see that. Sean Raimondi, $5. Sean, you're the best, mate. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. I really, really appreciate it. Thanks a lot. Butterbean, there's another one. Yeah, I don't know why she's. I don't think it's her corner's fault what's happening in this fight. To be fair, um, how Khabib got out of Justin's guillotine, I will never know. That was a crazy escape there too. Yeah, you are right. You know which guillotine escape was really cool to me was Jacare when he got out Jack Hermanson's guillotine because that guillotine was in fucking tight, and Jacare got out of that one. Um, Timothy says, "Don't come to Sweden for the next year or two. It's awful here right now." Is it really that bad? Is it fully bad? I'm honestly impressed with your pronunciation. Most people slaughter the names. Yeah, I try my best with them, man. I try my best. I fucking loved Sweden. I was even thinking like if there was a way for me to move there back then, I would have. I would have genuinely considered it. You know, what an amazing place. But I love Australia too. You know, so what a fucking place. But Sweden, 1000%. I'm gonna go back. Ah, Jacare, that's it. You forget that Ronaldo Souza's his name. That's what I think makes a good nickname in the fight world. Like you forget that the dude is named that. You know what I mean? Um, I'm honestly speaking about Jacare. That's yep. Timothy. Oh yeah, no one is wearing a mask. Yeah, you know, very few people wearing a mask here. Like in Australia, it's not really as, but we don't have the same kind of cases. EKSSF, I don't think it's that bad. Sucks with the COVID regulations, but what can you do? All right. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I will be returning there. I want to see the Northern Lights. We have the Southern Lights here in Tasmania for anyone that doesn't know. But yeah, I want to see the Northern Lights. I want to see Sweden. I want to go to Norway. I've always wanted to go to Norway. Um, yeah, I got a whole thing planned. You know, I love it there. People in hospitals aren't even wearing masks. Wow. Fuck. Where what other places in Scandinavia? Like what do you guys recommend as Scandinavians? I believe that Bueno Silva lost that fight convincingly. I don't know why she's so angry. If she's angry at a corner or if she's just an expressive person. Wow, she got a massive mouse over her eye. Does the Rosa, but I believe she won that fight. James the Juiceman says, "Of course not. They're already in hospital." Oh, Finland. Yeah, I want to go as well. Yes, absolutely. I really, really want to go there. Like all that region there. I've always wanted to go. I was only in Sweden, but I want to go do that whole little loop there with my wife and my daughter and that. Inside Canelo Alvarez versus Avni Yildirim. Man, it's a lot of good fights. Martovi says, honestly, every time our family from overseas come over and I'm asked to show them around Sydney, I end up being the tourist or show them the iconic kebabs of Western Sydney. Where, where, where are you based, man? Where are you where are you based? Are you in Western Sydney itself, or you just end up going there? Because man, Sydney's got so many fucking majority draw. That's interesting. Majority draw. Well, she lost that point. So did they give her the win for that round? Then she lost the second round, in my opinion. She might have won the third. I don't know. I wasn't, to be fair, I wasn't fully in watching or judging that fight. I was watching it, but I wasn't judging it. Um, Man, Sydney's got so many good places. I'm wearing a mask to cover my ugly face. Did you find holding pads stuffed up your shoulders? Didn't really hold pads. I didn't really hold pads. Fab, you should start a Scandinavian vlog. I'd get behind that. I don't even know how that works or why I would be doing a Scandinavian vlog per se. You mean if I travel there? Yeah, I'd fucking do it for sure. Um, it might have been a draw, but I think when a Silva got really good clinch skills that she can capitalize on in the future. I agree, Blazin Ray. She looked really good in that regard. But I think she lost a point in the first, so I don't know. She must, yeah, I don't know. Copenhagen, there's another place I want to go. I haven't been to Canada. That's another place I want to go. You can do the Norway, Sweden, and Finland trips fairly easily through trains and boats. All right. Well, I will be doing that. I will be doing it. I went to Sweden to 2016 and it was beautiful, says Blazin Ray. The judges were reading the chat. I think so. Martovi, Southwest Sydney. So kebabs, so the hotspots are about 20 to 25 minutes away. Man, there's a lot of good places in Sydney, though. Take them. Man, what I have a little loop I do with tourists. I go like to Cronulla because there's a nice coastline and have something to eat there, go to the dunes, go see some lookouts. Then I go because then I drive out from there to Newtown. If we didn't eat at Cronulla, we'll eat at Newtown, have something nice to eat. Then go into the city, go into Chinatown. If I haven't eaten, we'll eat there at Chinatown or we'll eat again, who cares? And then go to see the Opera House, Harbour Bridge, and all that type of stuff. And you can drive through the national parks as well. So that's my little loop, my little secret loop. Um, every time Fab says, mentions his origin, I'm shocked he doesn't say Egypt. It's funny. And JP Murphy, yeah, man, I've been to Ireland. I've been to Ireland. Here's a fucking funny thing. I have family in Rathcoole in Ireland, so I went there, and this is in about 2007, somewhere around there, 2007, and they're in Rathcoole. And I went to a gym called SBG Ireland, run by a guy named John Kavanagh. And in that gym was a young guy named Conor McGregor, and I trained with him a whole bunch for about 3 weeks. And they were very good guys, very hospitable. They had a really good team. John was a very smart guy. We hung out quite a bit, but we haven't been in contact at all. But this was like I don't know, 14 years ago or something like that, 12 years ago, something. I don't know, something like that. And I remember because Connor was maybe 21 or something like that, 20 or 21. Um, Have you been to? So yeah, I have been to Ireland. I've got cousins that speak like Irish people. Makes me laugh. Western Sydney kebabs are better than the ones in Turkey. I don't know, man. I know Turkey's got some fucking good food. I am Uruguayan Emilio. Do you make them eat Vegemite? No, I can't eat Vegemite, dude. I don't like Vegemite. Nah, I actually trained with Connor a few times there. Like I rolled with him and that. But it was very like I was just a guy in the gym and he was just a young guy in the gym as well. But he was already very good. You could tell like when I came back to Australia, I was like, this kid in Ireland, he's gonna be fucking good, man. He was really, really good. Like one of the things that really surprised me when I rolled with him was he was like stupid strong, like really, really strong. Like stood out to me how strong he was. Um, it all makes sense now, doesn't it, James? Yeah, really good team, man. Really good, nice guys. I really can't say anything like the coaches and all of that. They were, you know, probably wish I had a horrible story to say about them, but I don't. He was actually very, very nice, very, very forthcoming. Coach John Kavanagh and all of that. They were really nice, man. Really good guys. I'm just gonna, yeah. So I've been lucky enough to have gotten around and seen different teams and different people and it was all done very organically because no one knew who he was back then and no so I just was able to just go and train and just see stuff. How many different fighters have you cornered? No, no, not that many, but a few. Probably I don't know, all up maybe 10 fighters or something. Kavanagh says larger hind ends equal more power, and Connor has some junk in the trunk. Wow. Um, yeah, well, definitely like glutes and hamstrings. That's where you get your power from. Man, what do you guys think of this Edwards versus Bilal Muhammad fight? Um, Brunson versus Holland is going to be interesting as well. And then Miocic versus Ngannou. Wow, some big fights coming up. Edwards versus Muhammad. You know, after all the build up, nothing against Bilal Muhammad. I think he's a fantastic fighter and could well win that fight. But I've been really looking forward to the Hamzat fight so badly that anything other than that is just like nah. What do you think about the Leon versus Bilal fight? Will timeout affect Leon? I mean, definitely could affect him for sure. Now we have Krylov versus Ankalaev. Man, it's hard these names. Says says Fabricio right there. I'm gonna call him Magomed versus Nikita. It'll be easier for me. Man, Magomed has some real fucking power, dude. Magomed has serious power. Is Volk versus Ortega on the same card as Miocic versus Ngannou too? I don't know, man. I've trained with Edwards a bunch. I usually root for Bilal, but Edwards is going to ruin him. I think Edwards will probably win, yeah. Leon will dominate with smart fight and win a split decision and get screwed by the UFC. Hey, I asked Leon Edwards to be on this podcast. Could somebody ask him, if you train with him, Chili Miners, tell him, put in a word. Tell him we're good people over here and to get on the podcast. Yeah, I think Magomed is a bit of a fucking monster. But Nikita is as well, you know. Nikita is as well. I'm just pumped to see it. Yeah, I think these guys are going to crack each other. And they're going to go at it pretty hard, man. Oh, Magomed is a monster. Fucking hell, he's such an angry man. Man, he's a monster. Big time strikers, man. Nice EKSSF kicking it off. Nice work. Rozenstruik versus Gane. Here comes Magomed now. This is an exciting fight. Been looking forward to this fight as well. Chili Miners, I am back in the gym till they open back up on the 21st of June because I'm not a pro, but when I'm back, I'll stick a good word in. Laugh out loud. You do that, champion. You do that, Chili Miners. So are you in Birmingham? Chili Miners, you're in Birmingham. Same as Hassan Ahmed. Hassan Ahmed is in Birmingham. Hassan Ahmed is one of the most exciting young drill rappers coming up out of Birmingham at the moment. Speak to him about it when you get a chance. I don't follow that kind of music, but he does. Michael Bisping can't even get Edwards on his podcast. Good luck, GG. Michael Bisping's Michael Bisping. Maybe we get Edwards on. Let's see what happens. Maybe they have some sort of English thing between them. Who knows? So you do your thing, Chili Miners. I believe in you, mate. Yeah, so Hassan Ahmed is from Birmingham. And I think he's going to start training there. James Adjustment says, you guys should hook up. Kadir Yilmaz. Edwards going to smash him with elbows. Edwards has an uncanny ability to land that elbow. He does. Very, very good the way he lands it. Magomed looks like a fucking scary man. He does. Hassan to Chili Miners. Do you think if Ciryl wins, then they will try to make a card for him in Paris if COVID allows it? I think at some point they will, yeah, for sure. I don't like COVID allowing, yeah, for sure. That's another beautiful city. Paris, fucking love it. I really, really like Paris. That's a lovely city. I really like it. It's the thing that I like about Paris is like its imperfections. It's not like a perfect city. It's gritty. It's got a lot of character, a lot of history. I really, really like it. That's a place that I thought like when I was there, I got family there as well, cousins and that, and I thought this is a place I could live. Nikita's walking out now. These are two big fellas that can bang, man. You could probably get Wonder Boy on. He's done podcasts that average 200 subs recently. Oh, there you go. Let's get Wonder Boy on. Jake Howarth, how do you think Lopez versus Cambosa's fight goes down? Pissed off it wasn't in Australia. Could have been one of the biggest fights in history. I don't know. I hope Cambosa's gets up. I hope he does. Blasian Ray lived in Paris for 3 years, and the whole city has a ton of personality from the buildings to the people. Yeah, man. I just find it an unreal city. It's not necessarily like people go, it's dirty, it's this and that and blah, 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 but it's got character, man. It's got such a great character. I really like that about like from the art, from it's got everything, dude. If you're into that, if you just want to go to McDonald's and eat fucking, white Westerner food and fucking do that type of shit, then no, you're not gonna like it. But if you're into culture and you're into art and you're into different cultures and the melting pot and all of that, then it's fucking awesome. It's surprising how many UFC fighters are pretty bad at working the clinch striking aspect. In my opinion, it's the best way to stay in the sport a long time, a strong clinch. Look, I'll tell you this for sure. A lot of MMA fighters, you'll be surprised when you see some of their individual skill sets, how low their level is in some things. I'm not blaming anyone or putting anyone on blast. I'm just saying. Time to spam Wonder Boy. Let's do that, boys. Rick James, stuff of all these guys. Just get Rob back on, says Rick James. Huck says, love Wonder Boy's technique videos. EKSSF, they also have Caramba Caramel. James Adjustment, can someone make a list of all the Instagram pages we need to go spam after this? They're the same in age, the same height, they're the same weight, and Nikita has a tiny longer reach, 77.5 to 75 inches, which might not even be actually accurate because a lot of the time they do the wingspan, and the wingspan's got to do more with shoulder width than actual reach. So these guys are basically the same size, same height, same everything. Everything is virtually identical. Let's see these guys kick it off from these Eastern Europe type cats. Minus 400 favorite is Magomed. He's a serious looking dude, eh? My God. Mental note, mate. If you see people look like this, stay the fuck away. On your Scandinavian round trip, you should go to Poland if Jan wins. Hashtag Polish power. Dude, I would absolutely love to go to Poland. I'd absolutely love it. I have my sister's friends actually Her parents moved back to Poland, have an apartment there. It's pretty cool. I might hit them up for some free accommodation. I wouldn't. I'm not like a scab like that on people. Yeah, they are. Both these guys are scary. Krylov is proper scary dude as well. You see these guys, they look like baddies in movies. Like they look like the bad guys in the movies. So we're about to kick off here, guys. Thank you for doing this, guys. I really appreciate it. Guys, like and support the channel. You can support us on PayPal. You can please like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell. We're off, people. Round one starts. Magomed in the southpaw stance. Krylov kind of looking backwards and forwards, looking to secure a stance here. And now he's looked at being in the orthodox stance to Ankalaev's southpaw. Magomed definitely being very aggressive coming forward here. Both guys exchanging in the middle with Krylov getting the better of that exchange and a body lock by Krylov. And it'd be interesting to see what tactics are used. Is he going to try and wear out some of that power that Ankalaev has? Krylov here just hanging on to his back, looking to take this fight to the ground. Gets a trip and gets Magomed down, but Ankalaev finds his way back to the feet. Krylov still doing it. See, he held on to the fucking cage. Krylov took him down. Magomed held onto the cage and he didn't lose a point. You know, and that did stop the momentum of the takedown. So Krylov is still holding onto the legs. He's doing a fantastic job of sitting down on that leg, creating a bit of pressure on that knee so that he can't slide his leg out. And see how he's got his right hand, he's holding onto the heel. He wants to turn to his left so that he takes Magomed off the cage and he's able to take him down using that hold. He's doing a fantastic job. He needs to keep holding onto that heel and holding onto that leg. And whilst it's here, it's just going to wear Magomed down anyways, because Magomed really doesn't want to be on his back there. Good whizzer now by Magomed. He's going to use this whizzer to start to separate a little bit and start to get himself to his feet. There we go. He did it. Krylov is doing a very, very good job. Very, very smart tactically here of working on Ankalaev and starting to take away some of that power. Very, very nice. And just working away at it is Krylov. Ankalaev's using his shin to shield. So this is, like I said before, this is a very similar situation to half guard when you're in this position. And Krylov hits him on the break. Magomed still coming forward now. They both exchange. Both guys exchange. These are big, heavy hitters here. Magomed in the southpaw stance. Krylov in the orthodox. Krylov looking to sneak forward. They both exchange strikes. Krylov with a front kick and Magomed with an outside right hand, like a looping left hook. Both boys exchange. Both boys land partially. Neither one of them lands flush. You get the feeling that if either one of these guys lands flush, the fight's over with. Left hand landed by Magomed. Krylov doing a very, very good job of staying outside of that power, not overcommitting, landing the kicks at the right range. And then with that grappling that he did was very, very good. Nice. Partially landed the right high kick on Magomed. Krylov is looking very good. He came in here as a massive underdog to Magomed. Magomed, I think, was minus 400 favorite. Left front kick by Magomed. Swing and a miss with the right hook does Magomed. 1 minute, 32 seconds to go in this first round. Both guys exchanging. Magomed starting to creep in a little closer every time. Front kick landed by Krylov. Both guys land big shots. These guys both have a chin apiece. My God. They landed some big shots there. Oh. Magomed goes looking for a front kick, I believe, but didn't. Thought better of it and stopped. He's on the southpaw stand. He's corralling Krylov back into the cage. They exchange a nice little exchange of kicks and punches. Outside kick landed by Krylov. Nice work. Ankalaev doing a fantastic job of holding the center of the octagon, and he's not capitulating the center of the octagon at all. Nice exchange there by both guys. Oh, clash of shins. Both guys are notorious headhunters, and they're just going for it. Oh, Magomed goes for a takedown of his own. Great work. He's in deep. He's 10 seconds to go. He's looking for the trip. He's not going to get this takedown, but he's got the better head positioning here. There's 3 seconds to go. 2, 1, time. James says, I've got a strange feeling that Jan will get it done over easy. He could. I think he's the favorite, but he could for sure. In Eastern Europe countries, these guys look like the heroes and we look like the villains. 100%. All I'm saying is they look like the baddies in the films. But I agree with you. Vienna is amazing. Highly recommended if you love art and culture and it's clean, unlike France. I've got to go to Vienna as well. See, fuck all these places. Huck, if you're looking for technique videos, Rory McDonald's are excellent. Rory is fucking phenomenal. Jan is underrated despite his champ. Yes, I agree with you. He's super underrated. Sneaky Kajus. Thanks for check out Rory's. I love also BJJ Scouts breakdown. Do you have any tips for a BJJ beginner? Me personally, I think getting on the mats as much as possible. That honestly sounds stupid, but that's the reality. Is don't worry too much about things and just get on the mats as much as possible. We're off. Second round has started. And we're here. Krylov goes looking for a takedown. Magomed stuffs it. Oh, Magomed lands a big shot. He lands a big shot, but Krylov survives it. He landed a big right-handed Magomed. Oh, my God, that was a big shot landed by Magomed. I thought Magomed had him. Krylov is tough as nails, man. These guys are so tough. A serious business, these guys. Wow. Oh. You are right, EKSSF, about what you said. It's funny, because to them, the heroes look like that. It's true. You are 100% right. And so they should. It's funny how the media will make you believe that. I don't believe that people look like that are evil, by the way. Let me just say that. Just look like serious fucking characters. But I don't care. I think wherever you are in the world, Magomed looks like a fucking bad motherfucker that you'd stay away from. He doesn't look soft at all. And neither does Krylov. Anywhere in the world. Nice exchange here by both guys. Again, Krylov goes looking for the takedown. Very clever in what he did in that first round. I believe that also, my guess is that allowed him to edge the first round away from Magomed. Nice exchange there by both boys. I think Krylov came out second best in that exchange. Magomed seems to have that stinging power. Like when he hits you, he hits a little bit harder. He's starting to creep in on Krylov a little bit. But Krylov fights hard and hits hard. Mean guy, both these guys. But Magomed's starting to get inside this range tiny bit, like a tiny bit. He's starting to get a little bit closer to landing that left hand. There's Landis looking for this right hook on the outside. He's missing that, but he's getting inside this range, which he wasn't doing in the first round as easily. And he's starting to find a little bit more success. Is he going to be able to create enough pressure to get a mistake from Krylov and be able to land his left hand? I don't know. Is Krylov going to be able to hit him in these exchanges? Possibly. Very exciting fight. These guys, heavy hitters, both have great chins. Oh, check hook by Magomed. Goes looking for a left high kick, does Krylov. Spinning back kick by Krylov gets taken down. Magomed is on top. I can't see here. I think he's got Magomed starting to pass. It looks like he's got a half guard here. He does have the half guard. Magomed's looking to get. I can't see if he's got half guard, to be honest with you. Looks like he's got his butterflies in. Both butterflies in. Yes, both butterflies. Sorry, I couldn't see from this angle if it was half guard or butterflies. Goes looking for a sweep. Does Krylov. Very interesting, this position. You don't often see them exactly like in this position. There he is. There he goes, starts to pass to that half guard. But Krylov is very, very sneaky with the way he does this. He's got long limbs and he's able to control that wrist and keep that hook in. And so not capitulate the half guard. He's very sneaky the way he does that. He had double overhooks, now he's got an over under, and he's going to go looking for that sweep again, I believe. And then I think he's going to try and find some space, kick off, and then stand up. But he's keeping his head nice and tucked in there. Look, he's going for it. Good work. Oh, nice work the way he did that. He went for that double leg from that position. Marcelo Garcia is absolutely phenomenal in doing that. One of the best in the world. If you watch him do it, oh, man, he does it so well. Really, really good. Fantastic job here. Magomed's just holding, like not just holding, but he's doing a good job of negating any standing up from Krylov and any submission work. So he's kind of like smashing down that that left leg of Krylov's is basically a frame, and he's trying to use that maybe to get an underhook in. But Krylov is not. Magomed is not letting that happen, and that's the end of that round. Landed a couple of good elbows, so I think that's a round apiece. I think if they had vertical bars going down, it'd be easier for you to get your joints out of the cage. Um, Let me see. So I'm going to miss a few. If you're just getting started, don't be afraid to try a few gyms until you find one with good culture and clean mats. Get antibacterial soap and shower after every practice, every time. That is very good advice, 100%. Get on the mats as much as possible. Try different gyms. Enjoy it. Have fun. If you don't like it, go to a different gym. Yeah, Jack Slack's fantastic. Yeah, I will. 100% will try and reset the fight clock now if we're not on point for this one. Oh, Japan is one of the best places to do it. I've been to Japan about 5 times. No, I haven't been to Scotland. I want to go to Scotland. I've got family in Scotland as well. Well, my cousin's married to a Scottish woman. I think they're living in London now, though. And we are off. Round 3. I believe it's probably a round apiece. And we're off at 4:53 of the first round. I think this fight's completely up for the taking. Let's see which one of these guys is going to come out the more aggressive and implement their skill set on the other. Ooh, nice side kick to the hip by Magomed. Spins and some kicks here by Krylov. I do think it's around a piece. Oh, big right hand landed by Magomed. Nikita's doing a good job of circling around and looking for openings and not staying in that fire pit. Magomed shucks off the double leg attempt by Krylov. Both boys exchange. Another right hand landed by Magomed. He's starting to get closer and closer to Krylov. Three minutes and 50 seconds to go. Magomed lands deep on the double leg, goes looking for a single leg. It's got a good head positioning, does Magomed. There's 3 minutes and 28 seconds to go. He's got a good body lock. And he's using this to compromise the midline of Krylov's body. And now he got the inside trip. So he got a very good inside trip. Krylov's still got his back up against the fence. But Ankalaev is managing to control this leg. As long as he can control this leg where he is, like just above the knee, and Krylov can't move freely, he's going to be able to hold him down for quite a bit of time. This, what Magomed is doing, is a fantastic thing as well. He's got his head above his opponent's head, which is where you want it to be. You don't want your head to start dripping down. So when it starts to drip down, it starts to get lower, it's easier for Krylov to get up. See how he was holding the other leg up? So he's sitting on one leg and holding the other leg up. Now he's not. That wasn't, say, it stops Krylov from getting any purchase whatsoever on the ground. Now he's capitulated that other knee, and that's the knee that's going to get you into trouble every single time. Another one by another knee to the legs by Magomed. Magomed, I believe, is going to win this round if it stays the same. There's 2 minutes and 18 seconds to go. Goes for the body lock, but what saved Krylov there, he held a nice whizzer, managed to post with his other hand on the ground. Magomed is holding him up against the cage. What Krylov needs to do here is frame on Magomed's face with his left hand and circle away. Needs to work that whizzer and work the frame to circle away and get a better position, because otherwise he's going to lose this fight. Krylov's trying to get out the back door but doesn't manage it, and Magomed is able to take him down again. 1 minute, 41 seconds to go. And I believe whoever wins this round will win the fight, and I do believe it'll be Magomed at this stage. Looks for a big elbow, does Magomed. He's doing very, very well at controlling. I'd like to see him pick up that left knee, that right knee of Krylov, sorry. That right knee of Krylov's with his left hand. If he can pick up that left hand and just turn him back to the cage, he'll be able to take Krylov down. It's easier said than done, but that's what you're looking for. And he's doing a fantastic job of just holding him down, making this an ugly fight. Nice. Now he's pulled him off the fence. Krylov's still got a lot of fight left in him. He's still trying to get up. But Magomed is doing a fantastic job of just controlling that, holding him down, not letting him get up. He's putting in a lot of weight. That underhook is creating a lot of power for Magomed. And he's landing some good shots there. 16 seconds to go. I don't believe that Krylov is going to get up. And if he does get up, I don't think anything significant is going to happen. So I do believe that Magomed wins this and wins this comfortably now. There's 3 seconds to go. Time. What a round. Magomed is your winner, ladies and gentlemen, unless something horrendous happens in life. I don't know what that could be, but I doubt it. Just a quick word from our sponsors, people. Ladies and gentlemen, today we're talking about a very important topic, and that's a topic of weed whacking. Go to Manscaped, get 20% off plus free shipping with the code FAB. And usually when we talk about plucking those nose hairs and doing trimming around the ears and whatnot, most of us are used to doing that with weapons such as this. While effective, they can be cumbersome. They can prove to be cumbersome. And everyone's personal favorite is also this beauty. Something like this. Whilst very effective, it's also hard because sometimes you don't have the right extension cords and whatnot. So Manscaped has given us this, the Weed Whacker. The Weed Whacker is skin safe. It has a replaceable head. It has high performance motor, so premium 9,000 RPM motor powers. This is something that you would have probably seen in a World War II aeroplane prior to this. And unlike the hedge trimmer, it's cordless and rechargeable, so you can use it anywhere and you can take it with you. And it's really, really a pretty amazing product. It has a smart design. It's intelligently contoured design for you to be able to grip it easily, and it's not going to slip out of your hand, which is an amazing segue to the next part of it, which is that fact that it's waterproof, so you can use it in the shower and whatnot. So this is a pretty amazing piece of machinery here for all of us that need it. And everyone needs it, because you don't want to be that person. You don't want to be the person that has the nose hairs and the ear hairs sticking out. My dad used to take me to a barber in Liverpool, and ironically, this barber, it was an older guy, had the worst hairs coming out of his ears and the worst hairs coming out of his nose. And always, as a little kid, I used to always watch that. So I never wanted that myself. So please, Manscaped, get 20% off plus free shipping with the code FAB. Thank you, people. Chili Miner says, I think Jan could get the job done by using his size a lot early, clinching a lot, making easy work, wrist fighting, getting easy to slow down, not necessarily go to the takedown just to get him tired. I agree, but the problem is with Israel is his footwork. Israel's got fantastic footwork and a great use of range, you know, and that's what makes it very hard against Israel. That's why you don't see him get taken down a whole bunch of times. One, because he's got good takedown defense, but two, his takedown defense starts much earlier than you think. Jan might be able to do it. Another thing is Israel's not small. He's not small. No matter, it's not just the weight. He also is skeleton, bone, muscle, skin. That's it. So when you're actually in there dealing with him, he's a lot bigger than you think. Reyes' main thing is distance, traps, and pulling people into his power. Jan did really well avoiding it and keeping Reyes from knowing when he was coming forward. It could translate well. I agree, but I think Israel's a lot better than Reyes in the feet. But Adesanya will have the experience to have a plan B, C, D, etc. Where Reyes does not. I agree, Huck. You should be able to switch through the cameras when you watch the fights. Sasank, visit Canada. We have ice amongst other attractions. Oh, thank you, sir. We'll do. Jason Correa, Magomed landing the check right all day. Yes, he was, man, all day. Their family is reproducing like rabbits with all this family all over the world. It was after military dictatorship that in South America that family went everywhere. Wow, this is an awesome format. Angry David. What do you mean, Angry David? Sup, coach? What's up, Angry David? Martovi, should MMA follow the steps of tennis and warn coaches and fighters from receiving coaching during the fighting period? No, I like the interaction in that. Jason Correa, I got the weed whacker last week. Did you, Rick James? What did you think of it? Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Oh, anyone can use it, GG. Doesn't just have to be men. Anyone can use it. Jan wants to circle Izzy into a head kick. Man, it's going to be hard. He was noticeably bigger when he fought Costa. Yeah, he's not small, dude. He's not small. Like, I've always known that. Hold on, I have to fill up my water. Nah, he's not small, dude. He's not. He's not a small guy at all. Baz Rutten said if Jan is relentless with his pressure, he'd have success because he wouldn't have both feet planted to take and give shots. Agree? I'm not going to disagree with anything Baz says, but Israel's one is long, two he's fought over 100 fights. Like it's not like you're going to get him off balance and he's going to be throwing punches, whatever. Like he knows the distance really, really well. And I guess like Jan, he has to be relentless with his pressure because he can't sit outside and take pot shots. Having said that, I don't know how Jan and Izzy will interact as far as like the vocabulary of strikes, the vocabulary of shots. How awkward because Jan's like an awkward, strong, powerful guy. So I don't know how that will interact, how that weird timing will affect Israel. Um, I mean, you're walking us through what's happening. Very informative. Oh, thank you, sir. Really appreciate it, man. Thank you, Angry David. So I'm just trying to catch up with everyone. Joe Blow, hello, coach. Hello, Joe. Joyce Shea, what do you think about 16-year-olds like Victoria Lee fighting? Is it too early? Fighting pro? I think in women's MMA you can, and people are going to get really angry at what I say this because I think there's not the depth of women's MMA that there is in men. Um, I think a 16-year-old in a men's division would be really like I'd like to see that age stay at like about 18 because I think there's a massive difference in the men's division. Like you can't chuck a 16-year-old in the look at the middleweight division. There's so many good fighters, So I don't agree with that. No, but in the women's division, I think like especially in a smaller organization, which is still a big organization. Don't get me wrong, but like ONE FC, then yeah, I'm not massively against it. Would I want my daughter fighting at 16 years old? Probably not. But that's me. That's my decision. That's not a knock on the Lee family. I actually had Christian Lee on my podcast and you don't know what they do. So they've always been doing that their whole lives. So I guess it's a natural progression, and I think it's fine. But me personally, if a kid that young, like say my daughter wanted to fight, one, I don't want my kids to fight, but two, if she wanted to fight, I can't stop her. But at 16, I'd probably say to her, why don't we set our goals on, you debuting in MMA a little later on, which is what I do with all my fighters, you know, that I've dealt with, and setting some goals where you'd be like, why don't you try and win nationals in jiu-jitsu or nationals in boxing or, go to world juniors in wrestling or whatever, go to mundials in jiu-jitsu, get your black belt, whatever, in those individual sports while you're still training all the other things. Then you get ready to debut when you're a little bit stronger, a little bit more mature, a little bit more skills behind you. But in her case in particular, because you asked about Victoria, I think her and her family, that's like she's like a second generation martial artist, maybe even a third generation martial artist, if I'm not mistaken, if I remember correctly. And so it's a bit different in those cases. I picture your family looking like you, but like in different national clothing, like a fab with a kilt and a fab with a sombrero on. They don't look like me. They don't look like me because my mum is white and my dad is dark, but on my mum's side, they're all white people, like rangers, like white. And on my dad's side, it's like checkers, my dad's dark, some of his sisters aren't, one of his brothers is, one of his brothers isn't, and I came out kind of like in the middle. And so they don't look like me. None of my family like looks like me like that. Like they look like me if we're sitting there and I say, "Oh, we're cousins." You go, "Oh, yeah, I can see it," but they're not. We don't look like us, like me. Um, the weed whacker is good, Zagab. I like the safety cage around the blade, so you do in your nose deep without worrying about getting cut. It is pretty fantastic, isn't it? Israel's good, man. He's not just like he's good. He's good, and his range and his ability to go in and out of that range, and he's very fast in a small circle. Like he's able to pivot and twist and turn. That's why just coming forward relentlessly is not necessarily going to do it. You know what I mean? But he could. Like Jan is a bad motherfucker too. Ciryl Gane, top 5 most handsome in UFC, mate. Whatever floats your boat. I don't know. Um, James Juiceman, Eugene said that the only fights Izzy lost was against people physically bigger, overpowering him. Maybe true, but I think that it might also be Eugene playing some 4D chess with Jan. I don't know. I can't get into what people, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. James the Juice Man, the Dare clan are definitely spreading the seed across the globe because he clearly comes from Egypt. Where did this come from? Me from Egypt. Going to stay on and do the Canelo fight, Fab. Nah, man, I would have liked to. But I just didn't organize the day like that. I can't. I got too much stuff on, man. I think setting skill-based goals is a great way to do it. I have a few friends who are into MMA, but they're dedicating time to the collegiate wrestling and setting MMA as a future goal. Yeah, one of the things I would say if you're doing collegiate wrestling, what you could start doing is just start competing in some jiu-jitsu comps, start going to jiu-jitsu like once a week or something, and just start competing in just start, because your wrestling will allow you to go quite well in the jiu-jitsu comps, in the no-gi jiu-jitsu comps, especially the folk style wrestling that you guys do. Um, so I would just do that. Then when you hit the MMA training, you've got a lot of you already got your wrestling and your grappling kind of ticked off, and you can start to learn the nuances better of jiu-jitsu later. But you can knock off a lot already with the wrestling and the jiu-jitsu. Do you have fighters do MMA specific training, or do you guys train the individual disciplines? It depends where, who, and what the people are, but generally you have to get really good at all your individual disciplines to then be able to amalgamate it into something that's worth you being good at. Otherwise, you become a jack of all trades and a master of none, and that does nothing good for you. You know, like when you see like a GSP or whatever, he's not mediocre. Okay, he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He's a good wrestler. His striking is very good. He's a black belt in Kyokushin. You know, like this is people that have dedicated their time to learn these disciplines individually. Otherwise, man, you're just hoping for the fucking best. So if I get a young guy coming in, you know, I might set a goal for him to, you know, do 20 or 30 amateur boxing fights. And I'm just saying this off the top of my head, 100 grappling matches. Then we can start talking about MMA. If you can't even hit those skill sets, then don't worry about it. It's probably not for you. Better you do something else. It's different as well, because if you come in and you're an all-American wrestler, then you don't need to necessarily go out and get the competition experience. But if you never had any competition experience, you've never done any martial art, then I would say to you, go out, box, do your grappling. You got a long time before you debut in MMA, you know. But it's different. Everybody's different. You get a guy that's an all-American wrestler, then I know that guy knows how to compete. He's competed in front of big audiences. You know, if he's an all-American or something like that, then you know that he's got the genetics as well to compete at the top end. He's competed against top end guys. He's competed against all different body types and everything, and won. You know, so it's a different situation. Your name should be the Caramel Dream. Thank you, sir. Fab, top 3 most handsome MMA coaches. Wow. I don't know if that's a compliment or not, but I appreciate it, Sage. Everybody's sleeping on Yarn until he kills Izzy. JG. Man, I'm not sleeping on him. I think Israel will probably win, but I'm not sleeping on Yarn at all. Is it me, or does Fab and Gane look like brothers? Yeah, Gane's my older brother, in case anyone wants to fuck with me. You're all sleeping on Rozenstruik. I think Rozenstruik's a bad motherfucker. I'm not sleeping on him. Yeah, these young heavyweights are 30 and 32. But heavyweights different, dude. Heavyweights, you see them fight like well into their late 30s, early 40s, well into that, and do quite well. I'm really looking forward to this fight. I think it's going to be a fucking barn burner. That ref's huge, man. Look, Jairzinho like right next to him. The cut man from Suriname. And the last thing to go is power. And yeah, strength. Strength's the last thing to go. That old man strength. Yeah, it's going to be interesting, man. I can't tell you who I've like got, because I think these guys, either one of them could just ice the other one in like a second. They're going to hit way too hard. But Gane has fought some fucking serious people in Muay Thai too and beat them. He has fought some very serious people, you know, and he's beat them. This character here is what he's fought everyone in kickboxing. But that's what I'm saying. Ciryl has fought some decent people. I want to see Tyson Pedro move to heavyweight and Tuivasa move to light heavyweight. James adjustment. I don't think it'll happen, but you know, it's you got to have goals. It's important. Um, do you think it's crazy that Izzy fought at heavyweight in kickboxing? Not really, dude. Like I said to you, he's a big fucking guy. Like, people don't think he's big, man. He's a big dude. Um, Smoking number for you, Fab. Thank you, sir. I don't have a pick, but I'm rooting for Gane because I dig his movement. I think so too. Gane by submission, late round 2. Okay, let's see how these guys go. They're both huge men, 6'4", 250 pounds, give or take. That's some big human beings, man. Gane is could get the submission. He's technical, man. He's technical, and from what I gather, he hasn't been training all that long. Jairzinho looks bored. Gane's a fucking monster of a man. He's a huge, huge man, man. They both are. GG. I can't watch the fights live, so thanks, dude. I'll do my best to make sure I get it as accurate as possible. Only someone like Gane can make Rozenstruik look anything but massive. Oh, no way. They're just, he's such a big dude, man. Ready to go. And these guys, you got to think, man, these guys are 250 pounds and they're fucking lean and athletic. You know how hard these guys would hit? You can't, I can't even fathom that. Michael Wood, yeah, it's that, yes. Um, Now we're about to kick off. Minus 270 favorite is Gane. Minus 270 favorite. Interesting. What's my MMA game like? Not very good. What do you mean? What, like, how do I fight? I'm not a fighter, man. I'm not a fighter at all. I'm not a fighter at all. I wouldn't recommend you look at me as a fighter. Ren Witchell, better commentary than Rogan. Cheers, Fat. Thanks, mate. You know, Ren, I haven't heard that name a lot. And there's a little kid that lives right next door to me. He's a fucking gun surfer. His name's Ren as well. And now I've heard it. Now, like I've heard it once there, and now I've heard it a bunch of times with about 4 or 5 different people in about a month. Given that Izzy's skills have translated so well, I'd say the competition was legit enough in kickboxing. That, yeah, I think you got him mixed up, GG. I think his skills are fantastic, but where Israel's success as a kickboxer came was in middleweight division. Not he fought for the world title twice at middleweight. He didn't fight in the heavyweight division like that. That's, I think, what Michael Wood was getting at. Not that Israel's skills aren't what they are. They absolutely are what they are. Canelo's walking out to a full Sydney NYE fireworks show. Lucas Rivers, how are you, Fab? I'm good, sir. We're off, people. Both guys are in the orthodox stance. This is going to be a barn burner, guys. Ciryl giving him lots of different movements, lots of different looks. Rozenstruik is holding the center of the octagon. Ciryl has moved to southpaw stance. Big right hand by Rozenstruik. Ciryl looks absolutely huge. A lot of good movement for him as a big heavyweight that he is. He just moves so well. Rozenstruik's very composed, though. Very experienced, very composed. Both these guys look super strong. Nice jab landed from the southpaw stance by Gane. Gane in a slightly bladed stance, being able to move, hop in and out, moves very well for a heavyweight, but Rozenstruik covers that distance very well himself. Gane now in the orthodox stance, both guys in orthodox, standing both in the center of the octagon. Gane goes back to southpaw stance. He does that so effortlessly and so well. But Rozenstruik is also to be noted that he holds his position really, really well. He doesn't get flustered. He doesn't move in and out. He just stays strong in that position. Both guys very composed. Both guys respecting each other's power a lot, I think. Gane looking for a different angle. He's always constantly switching from left to right. Now he's again in the orthodox stance. Kind of throws out an oblique kick, but doesn't put anything behind it. Rozenstruik's just staying strong, just staying composed. Both of them in the center of the octagon. Gane goes looking for a jab. Rozenstruik's very, very, very composed here. Very composed. Not flustered at all with any of Gane's movement. Not losing his cool. Not charging in. Inside leg kick attempt by Gane. Another jab attempt by Gane this time. Gane looks huge, man. Another jab by Gane. Rozenstruik's doing a fantastic job. He's just staying very, very composed, pouring with the jab. He's not doing is falling into Gane's trap of coming in. Like as Gane's bouncing in and out kind of thing, Rozenstruik's not following him. He's not following him with the movement. And Gane is in southpaw stance. He's kind of trying to, what Gane is trying to do is create a false distance. Rozenstruik is looking for a hook over the top. Gane goes to a jab to the body from the southpaw stance. Yeah, so Rozenstruik's moving his head off the center line, but he's not running into Gane's power. Nice little flurry there by Rozenstruik. Some shots did land on Gane there. Gane with the front kick. Said it landed low. Both guys fist bump. Herb Dean got in there straight away like he does. Fight a safety, people. Fight a safety. 2 minutes to go in the first round. Problem is these guys can explode at any time and it's over. These guys hit so hard. Ooh, nice little kind of uppercut on the exit there by Rozenstruik. I don't know if it hit flush. Now there's an exchange in the pocket. Every time there's that exchange in the pocket, Rozenstruik looks super, super dangerous. Super dangerous. Oh, switch stance from Gane and he hit him with a right hand. I believe he did. Gane goes looking for the takedown. Rozenstruik with a crossface. Rozenstruik has a whizzer on. Gane has a deep underhook with the left hand. Gane hasn't got the best of head position right now, but he did a good job of putting Rozenstruik up against the cage. Mate, these guys, they're very, very versatile. They hit very, very hard. It's actually, this is a really, for me, it's an absolute treat to watch these guys fight. And they look almost superhuman, these guys. Unbelievable. Good bicep control here by Rozenstruik. Wrist control now by Rozenstruik. Gane's holding him up against the cage, knee in the thighs. Rozenstruik goes looking for an exit with a high underhook with the left hand. Now they're on a 50-50 clinch. And Gane's looking to get the double underhooks. I believe he has the double underhooks. Rozenstruik's doing a good job of maintaining his balance. Gane's trying to compromise the midline of Rozenstruik's body, but Rozenstruik's able to land some big elbows. Gane goes looking for the takedown. He's got the big driving double leg and he's managed to do it. The problem here with Rozenstruik was that he capitulated that takedown and he had to pop up straight away. Gane's going to have some time to work here with 13 seconds. He may be able to land some big shots. He's got his head above his, which is what you want. Rozenstruik staying calm. Gane's looking for a knee to the chest. There's 3, 2, 1. Little knee to the chest. I liked it. I liked it. I think there's a little bit to be said there with the relative ease that Gane was able to get Rozenstruik to the ground. I think that's very telling. One of the things that's very telling to me was the fact that Rozenstruik, when he hit the deck, didn't come back up straight away. You have to, as soon as you land, is get that knee. So in Rozenstruik's case, it was the right knee. You have to get that right knee to the fence and pop up straight away. Rozenstruik didn't do that, especially at heavyweight, because at heavyweight, you won't be able to get that guy off you. You like it doesn't work that way. Nice. He threw that right hand and he popped under the right hand so well. I love the way he took this guy down. We're off fist pump in the middle. Rozenstruik again in the center. I don't like that. Was very, very telling on the ground then. Rozenstruik didn't pop back straight back up. You have to get up straight away. Gane in southpaw. Rozenstruik orthodox. Gane giving him lots of different looks. Tries to come in with a right hook over the top. But he's very wary of Rozenstruik's power as well, because Rozenstruik's like a snake coiled ready to strike. He's in that position. He's not hugely reactive to Gane's feints. The problem I see, like I said, is what I saw on the ground then by Rozenstruik I didn't like. And I'm sure that Gane has picked up on it because he felt him. Right jab to the body, Gane. Jab to the body. Another right kick to the legs by Gane. Another left inside kick by Gane. Good vocabulary strikes being shown by Gane. Rozenstruik very composed. Oblique kick by Gane. Jab landed by Gane. Moving in and out, trying to create this distance was fault distance for Rozenstruik to move into so he can hit him on the way in. But Rozenstruik's not biting on these feints. Nice combination, right punch, left low kick landed by Rozenstruik. Not flush, but landed. Oh, left hook to the head, right low kick landed by Gane. Both guys looking for angles. Gane is definitely faster and getting off quicker. Boom, boom, boom. Front kick landed by Gane. Both of these guys moving really, really well. But Gane is showing superior speed and better use of timing and distance. I like the Rozenstruik's not just chasing after him or falling into these traps, which he's doing a good job of, but Gane's starting to get off on him a little bit more. And now Rozenstruik's starting to bite into the feints a little bit. Inside leg kick landed by Gane. Rozenstruik lands a left kick of his own. Little check hook kind of landed by Gane, and there was an eye poke by Gane of Rozenstruik. Both boys touch hands, and they're off again. Left inside kick checked by Rozenstruik. Gane lands a kick outside, so does Rozenstruik. This is a long fight too. 2 minutes to go. Ooh, Rozenstruik with a big swing and a miss. But I do feel nice work by Gane. Goes looking for a single leg. Rozenstruik does a good job of defending. I do feel though, it seems to me that Gane is wary of Rozenstruik's power, and I do think that there's a big advantage in the grappling from Gane as well. But Rozenstruik did a fantastic job of defending that single leg. Oh, sorry, people. There's 1 minute, 15 seconds left to go in the second round. I'm sorry. Gane's holding him up against the cage. Oh, nice little trip there by Gane. And Gane goes looking for a standing rear naked choke, but he doesn't get it now. He gets hit by a flurry. They're both exchanging. Man, that was such a good throw. Both guys exchanging knees in the clinch. There's 1 minute to go. 2 rounds up, I'd say, for Gane. Gane's starting to land jabs at will on Rozenstruik, but Rozenstruik catches the kick and throws a big overhand right, just misses. Rozenstruik can land at any stage though, and he can do some really serious damage. But Gane is continuing to outstrike Rozenstruik quite significantly. Gane's moving so well. A lot of nice striking, different angles, different looks. Southpaw to orthodox. Rozenstruik is definitely starting to go into his shell a little bit, I think. He just hasn't been able to find a comfort level, I believe, against Gane. Gane's making him bite in as well with the leg. So he's feinting with his hips, making it look like he's going to kick, and Rozenstruik starting to buy into it. That's the round, people. I sent this to my mate just before the fight started. 406 gets clipped, drop, scramble. Gane gets back up, rear naked, pair choke, rear choke. Ref's late, puts him to sleep. Maybe. Who knows? I'm making a burner account of spam UFC, hashtag Fab2ESPN, Apollo Night Pro, Fab2ESPN. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate the support. I really appreciate the support, people. Yeah, Rozenstruik looks like he's struggling a little bit. Ciryl Gane looks like he's just getting started. We're about to start, people. Herb Dean in the middle here. Are you guys ahead of me, are you? Let's see if there's anything I can do. Because my computer stopped. I'm in round 3, 1 minute and 21 seconds to go. I've had to readjust. My computer has been an absolute mess today. 1 minute and 15 seconds to go. 1 minute 10 seconds to go in the third round. I'm assuming that in that round that we missed, that Gane has been beating the brakes of Rozenstruik, because Rozenstruik looks the worse for wear. Ooh, left right combination followed by a low kick. Rozenstruik again says that he got eyes in the fingers in the eye. I'm surprised though if he's gotten the fingers in the eye so many times, because in just the rounds that I've seen, if he's gotten that much that they haven't taken the any points off him. Yeah, no, I apologize, guys. It's just my computer is just completely messing up. 28 seconds to go. Third round. Gun is just getting to the jab quicker and quicker and quicker than Rozenstruik. Rozenstruik's now moving forward. He's swinging with big power, bad intentions. 12 seconds to go. I think from what I can see, Rozenstruik's lost all 3 rounds, in my opinion. He won. He didn't win the first 2, and this third one I don't believe he's winning. From what I've seen, I didn't watch the whole third round. Gunn is doing a good job freezing Jairzinho with the feints. Yes, he is, and he's feinting. He's feinting with his hips as well. So he's feinting the kicks, and that's creating a lot of problems as well. Again, apologies, guys, for my stream. My stream has been quite difficult for me to keep on top of. Man, yeah, I think it is 3-0 from what I've seen, anyways. Boom, left high kick landed by Gane. He's doing a very, very good job, Gane. Nice front kick landed by Gane. Said he got touched in the eye. Man, you don't have to get touched high in the eye to not be able to see properly. Jairzinho is such a big dude as well. And then Gane makes him look small. It's crazy. He's warning him. Now, Jairzinho needs to stop him in these next 2 rounds, which I'm sure he already knows. Otherwise, he's not winning this fight in any shape, way, or form. We're off, people. Start of the 4th round. 5 minutes to go. Jab landed by Gane. Left outside kick landed by Jairzinho. Those feints that he's doing with his hips makes it very, very hard, because you know that there's a kick coming, but you don't know if it's going to come then or when. Outside kick landed by Gane. Another oblique kick landed by Gane on the knee. Nice double up on the jab by Gane. Very, very good work. And was able to slide out of the way of the hook that was coming back from Rozenstruik. He goes looking for a takedown. Rozenstruik defends that well. Gane is huge, man. Gane is absolutely huge. And his stand-up's very good, very crisp. He's got very, very good understanding of distance and time, and he's able to pick him apart from the outside. And Rozenstruik's just kind of getting frozen with those feints, frozen with those. Oh, nice little flying knee to the midsection, but Rozenstruik answers with a combination of his own, but nothing lands flush. 3:28 to go. Gane keeps moving forward, landing the oblique kicks. Goes looking for a lead left hand. Doesn't get it. Rozenstruik is a bit of a deer in the headlights, I think, with the feints that are coming from all different angles. And he knows that he can't overcommit as well because Gane can take him down. And I think there's a big difference on the ground from what I've seen. He feints those hips when he feints with the hips. It's you can see Rozenstruik's biting in on him. Outside kick landed by Rozenstruik. Inside kick landed by Gane. Gane in the southpaw stance. Rozenstruik in the orthodox stance. 2 minutes and 35 seconds left in the fourth round. Gane gets a wrist control and looks for an oblique kick. Gane's starting to really call the shots and do what he likes in this fight. He's looking at wrist control and then jabs. He's getting really, really good position here is Gane. Rozenstruik needs to go. There's 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go. He's lost all 3 rounds, in my opinion. I'm not a judge. I'm not judging the fight, but I'd be very, very impressed if they gave it to Rozenstruik. It's interesting because you look at these fights sometimes and you think there's no way this is going to go the distance. And then it looks now for all the world that it's going to go the distance. And it doesn't really matter other than a stoppage what happens because Gane will win this fight. If they keep fighting exactly how they're fighting, then Rozenstruik's going to lose. Rozenstruik's been walked into the cage and basically walked himself back into the cage. 1 minute, 26 seconds to go. He attempted a flying knee. The fight was stopped. I think he hit him low. Let's see if he hit him low. Did he hit him low? I think Gane has hit him low a few times, in fairness. I think Gane has controlled every single aspect of this fight. Oh, they swing for the fences, and Gane got better in that exchange. Oh, nice jab to oblique kick. Again, jab with the oblique kick. Outside leg kick landed by Rozenstruik. Lead left hand landed by Gane. Gane doing a great job. Really, really good job. And he's just holding and cutting off the cage and keeping him there on the cage. Just with his feints and the wrist control and just holding him there, not exerting a lot of energy. What happens as well with, Rozenstruik gets hit with a big left hand. What happens with these cases as well is a neural fatigue that starts to occur for Rozenstruik. Because Rozenstruik, if you watch, has to be completely reactive to Gane's feints. And what starts to happen is your neural system is the first system to shut down. It's the first one. You start getting tired. You can't react to every single feint that's occurring. So you start to get slower and slower and slower until you start to shut down, like you see what's happening with Rozenstruik now. He's not moving as much. He's not getting off the fence. He's starting to catch shots. It starts to gas you. But it's a neural fatigue that's occurring. Time. David Morris. I don't think these heavyweights give me anxiety. I don't know how I'm going to get through Stipe versus Francis again. That's going to be crazy. I say that because he was not as cautious as this with Overeem or Ngannou. I understand the caveats, but still, no, I'm not watching the fight. Only going by your commentary. You're talking about he's having. Yeah, I don't know. Gane's fighting completely different though, man. He's fighting completely different to Overeem or Ngannou. He's kind of like bouncing in and out, almost like a bladed stance. He's kind of like creating a false distance to make Rozenstruik step into his power. But Rozenstruik, I think that's what's kind of catching him out, like where he doesn't want to step into that space. And then Gane is able to pick him off and then get away from him. And then as he starts to move him into the cage, 4 rounds of him just being reactive to Gane starts to shut him down even more. GG, is there any way to deal with or adapt mid-fight to feints? it's easy to say it. It's easy for me to say I'm not the one fighting Gane. We're off, people. But in answer to that question, you can't. You got to feint and then go. Like you got to get off first. You can't wait and watch. You got to get off first. But that's not easy to say. I mean, that's easy to say, but that's not easy to do, especially against the guy like Gane, who the consequences of that is him knocking you the fuck out. Nice jab landed by Gane there on the return. Jab landed by Gane, and then a left high kick landed by Gane. Then Rozenstruik goes right hand, left outside kick. Right jab to the body. Twice by Gane. Right hand landed by Gane. Rozenstruik is up against the cage. It's similar, but not the same, but similar to kind of like Woodley versus Rory McDonald, where you got just kind of frozen up against the cage. And that's what's happening with the feints. He's just holding him. He's just feinting and keeping him on the cage with the feints. Oh, he misses, wings with an elbow and misses, does Gane. But Gane gets a right underhook and he puts Rozenstruik up against the cage. Apollo Knight Pro says, hey, Fab, you're the best, lurking, but decided to sign in. No critique here. You teach so much. It's awesome. Apollo Knight Pro, man, fucking, I'm so flattered by that. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate the support so much, my friend. Thank you. Knees to the legs by Gane in the clincher. Now he's got the superior head position. He's got the underhook. Rozenstruik does a good job of getting off, but he doesn't circle back to the middle of the cage. He got Gane off him, and then he went straight back to where he was against the cage. He didn't circle back into the middle. So when you get off, you have to circle back into the middle of the cage. There's 3 minutes to go here in the 5th round. It's been all Gane this fight. It'd be a travesty. I mean, good for Rozenstruik, but it'd be a travesty if he knocks Gane out here, because Gane's done a fantastic job. He's put on an absolutely brilliant display. Lands another jab, does Gane. Lands 2 jabs, does Gane. And an outside kick, does Rozenstruik. I think it's a very technical fight, Rick James, actually, to be honest with you. It's not barn brawler, but it's a very technical fight. An absolute display by Gane. Another jab landed by Gane. Another jab landed by Gane. And Gane's just doing a fantastic... This is like... I understand, Rick, what you're saying, that it's not like the most exciting of fights. But if you see this fight and you start to understand how Gane is controlling Rozenstruik, it's from a technical perspective, it's pretty fucking cool. Because the ability to do that is pretty crazy. Double underhooks by Gane. He's got the head position there. 1 minute and 46 seconds to go. Brilliant tactical fight. Brilliant technique. Great strategy. It's very, very good. See, Rozenstruik there got off the cage, but he didn't circle back around. Yeah, I don't know if timid's the word. I think he's been shut down. He got completely shut down by Gane. Very, 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 very impressive. I'm very, very impressed by Gane. 1 minute, 14 seconds to go. And even if he can't, yeah, he has to circle away from the middle. Gane's doing a great job. He's got his back now. He's taking his back standing. He hasn't got the hooks in. He's just got a body lock there. There's 52 seconds to go. He's going to try and ride him, take him down, and stay on him. And I think he's going to win this. Easily. Keeps tripping him to the ground. He's just got to hold on. There's 32 seconds to go. I think Jairzinho is also like neuromuscular fatigue. His neural system is crazily fatigued now. Like he's been just the whole time just like trying to read the feints. Yeah, it's insane. People don't understand that. How he's just able to just with the feints, he keeps trying to react, and he's always reactive and behind Gane with the techniques. Paul Martin says, I had more money on Gane. He's made 700 here in Scotland. Love the show, Fab. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate it. Gane versus Volkov next could be. This makes me want to see Gane versus Volkov. Wonderful performance by Gane. Randy says hashtag Fab to ESPN. Thank you. EKSSF says, holy cow. That impressed me more. That impressed me more than if he had just come out and iced Rozenstruik. Because if he had just come and done it, you could say, okay, the heavyweights are 50-50, blah, blah. But he, no disrespect to Rozenstruik, took Rozenstruik to school, you know. He really beat him across the board, you know, in such fantastic, dominant fashion. Guys, thank you so much. Join us Tuesday, 1 p.m. my time, Sydney time. We will be doing a preview, a conversation about the fights that's coming up on next Sunday. Sunday for me, Saturday for you guys. Guys, once again, like and subscribe. Thank you. If you haven't liked and subscribed, please do so. Please tell your friends about it. I really appreciate all the support from all of you. And man, I fucking love it, you know. So thank you so much. Thank you for everything. I'm flattered by all the support and all the comments. I absolutely love doing this. So all the support, can support us on the Patreon as well, guys. All the support that you guys are on the Patreon, on the PayPals, you can support us on the PayPal. Like and subscribe, hit the notification bell. All the support allows us to keep doing this, you know, and I'm truly flattered by all the support and by all the help that you guys give. So thank you so much, man. And hopefully I'll see you guys on Tuesday. Take care.